Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Welcome. But bro, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Um, yeah, I'm gonna start a poll about today's subject. Um, I miss you guys, man. I miss you guys. I've been sleeping all day. Just got a chance to wake up and say to myself, let me go um talk to my friends. um and I'm not sure if you guys, if some of you guys are still actually um up right now. I feel like everybody will be sleeping by now, but hey, I just want to get up early and uh yes. Okay. All right, I'm just writing uh my today's question, the topic of today's pause. Okay, guys. Okay, law enforcement crackdown on Palestinian is unjustifiably excessive. Agree, disagree, agree, and neutral. All right. I just got up, guys, and I wanted to talk to you guys. If you guys are still up, all right, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Okay. Okay. Let's just talk about it. That mean I have to go. I have to be like that. Um, I'm trying to see a way whereby I can put this shit right here. For instance, what if I put my camera here, right in front of the light bulb? And no, it's not gonna work, right? I'm just gonna leave it here, and then I feel like still um, it is wonderful. Well, I'm waiting for you guys to come in and enjoying the conversation. Hopefully, you guys have something to contribute in that conversation. The way I see it, though, somebody, somebody was asking me, okay, if you don't want them to do, if you don't want the law enforcement to crack down these people, what are the other options that are available for the law enforcement for them to take? And I was like, oh, there's a lot of things that they could have done. You know what I mean? Yes. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, guys. I spent all day sleeping, all days. I was on my bed, just got up and decided to come on and talk to you guys. Hopefully everything will be cool. that most of you guys are not from the US. I know if you are from the US, then you will be, you will be sleeping, you will be on bed by now. But what I was saying was that how can the United States of America go around and criticize countries like Russia, while at the same time they themselves are cracking down the protesters? What is the difference between the democracies and the communist regime that, like of China, for instance? Most of the time when you the argument that the folks who are living in a democracy uses is that, oh, here in the United States of America, name a military branch of an edit, bro. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. British Army. Are you an army guys? I don't even know, man. I'm not a specialist in the military or in an army or something like that. I'm just uh, I'm just a guy who is just um, who is um, not a specialist at anything. All right, but what I was saying was that what is the difference between the democracy and the communists? Like example, a country like China, some of that most of the time the Western country criticize. Can you imagine? I have seen like some of the videos, some of the disturbing videos about how the police in California, used what is it, excessive force to remove um, the protesters in the campus. It was just terrible. I couldn't. I was like, bro. Not long time ago, the United States of America was criticizing Russia about the way they were, treating their protesters, and now look what is happening to the USA. It looked like no one is better than everybody. I'm not in the military, but in the process of joining. Oh, bro. Oh, what make you decide to join the military, my friend? Also, the law enforcement crackdown hasn't been too excessive. The protesters are no longer protesters. Why don't you trap destroy property? Terry, everything is was meant to be. You're absolutely right, Terry. But I a little bit disagree with the British Army here, because there's a lot of things that will make me think that you see someone was shot actually in face. Some student was shot in the face, and also about destroying the properties. There's a lot of videos that are showing some agitators, like some I'm not sure, but there's a lot of videos that are indicating that there are some Israeli agitators who are infiltrating these protests, and who are doing something. They're infiltrating the protests and damaging and doing some damage to these protests. They want to destroy the reputation of those protesters by just trying to do something that will force the government or the law enforcement to intervene. Protesting should always be peaceful. It is always peaceful. It is peaceful, but I mean, there's, like I said, there's some agitators that are infiltrating these protests, and these are the reason why you can see. I've seen a lot of videos on Twitter of they started actually some of these protest, some of these, they need to be protesting these crazy high taxes and inflation. Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking like, what will happen to them if they do that? Yeah, God created. Okay, Felipe. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But my point is the reason why I'm just having wanted to have this kind of conversation is that yeah, not long time ago, I remember there were a lot of protests in Russia, and the Russian actually government used a similar tactic that the United States of America's police are using right now around the country. They use the similar tactics, and the argument in all of the news channel was that look at what the communists are doing. Look at what the government of Russia are doing. This is the difference between us and them. We do not punish our protesters. We allow, there's something called freedom of expression, and protesting your leader is part of that. freedom. And these are the kind of argument that was circulating around, and these are the kind of justification, you know, that the pro-Westerners, Western capitalists were using when they were insulting on Russian government or on communist regimes like Chinese and Russian. Um, but now we're seeing that they also do the same thing, and so now no longer is the United States of America, um, you know, can go around and tell people what to do and what not to do. I mean, countries around the world, it seems like it is similar all over the world. The U.S. cannot allow the protests to happen, and yeah. So this is the argument, guys. You British, yeah, I wish people in the West and in Britain and America would focus on. Yeah, yes. I absolutely agree with you. But for me, the reason why I don't even know whether it is the right way to do it or not the right way to do it to crack down the protests. But the only reason why I'm having this conversation is because of the hypocrisy that I was talking to you guys. You know. So now the question is, what is the difference between the communist and the non-communist regime or the Western regime, the capitalist regime, so whatever? What is the difference? We are all human. It looks like we are all human, that we all can do bad things. And as for people who are thinking that, who are saying that, Joseph, you got more forehead than LeBron. Yeah, maybe me and LeBron are coming from the same area. He's from America, I'm from Africa, but maybe there's some connection between us, the two of us. You never know, my friend. You never know. Um, yeah. So please, thank you for joining. If you're joining for the first time, my friend, thank you very much. But if you're coming back, then welcome back, my friend. And please don't forget to like, subscribe if you can, um, and also share it with some of your friends. Do I have a shrunken head? Yeah, I don't know, my friend Joseph. It look like you pissed off of you don't like the argument that I'm pushing right now, and you want to express yourself. Please, can you go ahead and just tell me what is it that you're not agreeing with me? Felipe Grandos, I just think religion starts so many unnecessary war. People just need to be accept other people believe as long as they are not hurting you in any way. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you, Felipe. I agree with you. I was talking. We had a similar conversation the other days about the role that religion play in creating most of this conflict that we are witnessing in this war. And I was also telling some of my religious people, the reason why I am not a religious person. And so I agree with you. British Army, if you are saying all of this in support of communist regime, I'm massively confused. I know you probably live in America, you don't understand communism, but my grandparents kept communist Poland. I see. Communism is not some of it. I do not support any regime. This is another confusion that maybe we are having right now. I do not support any regime. I just notice some of the inconsistencies or hypocrisy, if you want, some of the hypocrisy that exists between in the non-communist countries. Like, you know, this is the example I'm giving you is about the protests in Russia. You remember that these protests that were the protests that were happening in Russia against Putin, and most of the Western countries were saying were condemning Russian police or Russian government on how they crack down those protests, and people were distinct using some using those protests and the way the Russian police cracked down on those protests to distinct themselves from the communist system. And so this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about supporting any system, because for me I feel like all of them are the same. Communism is not the same. It's not somewhere better. Yeah, I understand, my friend. It is hell. Sure, there are some level of hypocrisy, but we cannot conflate communism and capitalism as being the same in terms of Well, right now it look like you just going a level of who's the worst, but I feel like we are not too far from each other. I feel like there's I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you cannot just go ahead and criticize people, criticize communist country about how they do the thing that they're doing, and then come back, like 2 months later, and you come back and you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You're cracking down the protesters, the student actually protesters, and you're using a lot of what is it? You're using I don't know, maybe it's I don't want to say that, but maybe there's some infiltrate agitators you're using that are going inside, they destroying properties, they doing a lot of damage to the properties, and then they taking videos and posting them online so that they can justify the police involvement, the police cracking down those protesters, like what is happening in New York and California right now. They are not too different in terms of certain cases and how the government react and things they do. But in terms of personal freedom of for the average citizen, they are different. America, okay, I got you. My friend has done bad thing as well. Yeah, yes, that's what I'm telling you. The democracies, the democracies that we're talking about, we are the best. We are, we we are where the what is it? Where freedom exists. Now they're crumbling. Now they've been now they're tested. Now that people are testing them, um, they do the same thing. They kill even more than the what is it, communists. They can kill you like as fast as communists can do. So even faster than the communists. If you don't remember, go back to the civil rights movement in America. You see how many people were cracked down, and see how many Black American revolutionaries were all killed. You have to go back to what is it? Malcolm X assassinated. What is it? Dr. King was assassinated. Here in Chicago, we had what is it? The Black Panther leader, young guy. Police surrounded his house. Police and FBI, they surrounded his house, completely destroy him. And they use the tactic. They use, like, they know they provoked him. They infiltrated the city. They infiltrated his surrounding, and what is the name of the guy? There's a movie about him that came lately. So what I'm saying is, some of these actually democracy regime are actually worse than the republic, the communist regime. Thank you for the like. I don't know who did like, but I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. British has done bad thing as well. What wrong with helping that outside of the country? What do you mean outside of our country? You mean like going outside of the country and telling people what to do and what not to do, and then you come back home, you fail to do what you're asking people to do outside. You know what I mean? So when you go outside, you tell for instance, I'm from Africa, you tell the developing nation like in Africa that you need to allow freedom of expression, you need to allow people to protest the regime if they don't like what the regime is doing, and then at the same time you come back home and you do the same thing. You don't allow people to protest the regime if they don't like you. You cracking down on protesters. What kind of message? You see the kind of message you send in to the community around the globe. In summary, we need to end extreme capitalism and greed, and also extreme socialism. My friend, I agree with you. Totally agree with you. Bridges, who care? A country's obligation is to its citizen. Okay, you look just like a kind West, bro. You want to say I'm a famous guy? I'm not a celebrity, my friend. I would like to be. I would like to have his influence and his the amount of resource that he has, but I am not at that level. Eternal amber. I don't know what the Palestinian-Israel debate has been ongoing for over 8 years. Yes, and in that 8 years, Palestine has always failed to accept any negotiation. I agree with you, my friend. I'm not talking about what is happening in Palestine and Israel right now, but what I'm talking about is that what system do you suggest British Army? Oh, British actually, British guys. I don't even know, man. You guys are monarch or I don't democracy. I don't even know where you guys stand. Tell me a little bit about your system, and then I will be able to suggest what in the war, British monarchy everywhere. Bring back British Empire, bro. At this point of time, you cannot. It is, but it is possible. But it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit difficult for British to go and do what they did back in the days, or to even like what is it, the Roman go, going back and doing what they did, or even seriously, do I hope not Marxist. Oh, I mean, right now, I have reached a level whereby I do not, I don't get, if I'm not scared of war, of wars, like Marxist, communist. The word that do not scare me. People scare me. You can be anything, but if you're a nice person, you're just a nice person, or you're nice regime, republic, constitutional monarchy. The monarchy has no power outside of the ceremonies and things like that. Better than the republic. Bro, I disagree with you. Yes, the British gave back the empire, they picked the land of freedoms, law. Yeah, my friend, I think the monarchy still have a influence, impact, even though they pretending as though they do not have impact. This is another thing that I feel like the Western countries are being hypocritical. um, the monarch, they still have minister, prime ministers has to go, and when he's sworn in, he has to go and and get the blessing from the monarch and shit like that. And also, like, if the monarch doesn't like you, you think like you become empowerment. I think they still have influence. um, British Army, constitutional monarchy, yeah. On average, we are happier than republic. Okay, okay. Republic is where I live. There's no correct system. That is 100% my opinion. The most effective system would be a well-armed civilian population run by a federal republic. Wow. Let's see how it works. The monarchs has absolutely no say in politics. It all just a tradition, culture. Okay, okay, I got you if you say so. But for me, and then also, this is what the Morocco is doing similar thing than British. Morocco is also adapting your system, acting as though the monarch do not have any power. And so, like the prime minister is doing whatever they're doing. But in reality, we all know you have influence. The monarch king, the king of Morocco, has influence on what is going on in Morocco. And also the king of England still have influence, not only in Morocco, not only in England, but also in the United States of America. It is, they acting as though it's symbolic, but I feel like there's influence. They still have influence. But coming back to what I was talking about the crackdown of campus protests all around the country. um, I just didn't. I just feel like it is not the way to go. The King of Great Britain is not allowed to make political statement whatsoever. Okay, we in the West don't understand poor. My friend from Bali, no poor. Well, I feel I live in the West. I've been living in the West for the last 10, 20, 10, 11 years. I can tell you that the West actually understand poor. Here in the United States of America, there's certain street that when you go there, you understand that people are very poor. People are very poor, and even, yeah. I think the poverty in the West, the difference between the poverty in the West and the poverty in developing nation like Africa is that in the West, at least, the government are so strong. The government are so strong that they can cover them, the poor, what is it? The poor people in the West. But in Africa, you own your own. The governments are weak. You own your own. Where are you from, my man? My British Army. I'm originally from Cameroon, a Central African country. Yeah, I'm originally from Cameroon. American politics are out of American hands, but it can turn into the populace due to the in this. This is why it is key. Wow, I see what you're talking about. Eternal numbers. Yes, yes. Joseph Cornet, does a straw have one hole or two? The straw has one hole or two. Does a straw has one? A straw doesn't even have a hole. Those who condemn capitalism usually do it on a smartphone. Poverty in the West include food and water. In Bali, in Africa, not so. To me, this is not poor. This is not. No, no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying like the cooperation in the West is very strong. The government is very strong. They have accumulated resource long time ago. In Africa, the government is still primitive. And food is available everywhere. Here in America, people eat like um, and most of these people in America, for instance, like imagine if like in America, for instance, if the American government were to remove what is it um, food stamp, for example. Food stamp is for, if for those of you who do not know, is like is for the poor people in America. One war, you have a mega mind. You are so intelligent, brother. Oh, my brother, thank you very much. Really calm, because thank you very much. Thank you very much. Poor in a state, but can be affliction dependent on location. Right, right. I've been in the state for a long time, man. I know that there's a lot of poor. Bolly music. Welcome back, my friend. What is your prediction again? Today is I decided to talk about the police crackdown, of in the United States of America. As an Indian who live in India, what is your opinion, my friend? The African poor would love at our poor by comparison. African, let me tell you something. There's another thing after living in the West. This is what I noticed. I noticed that the developing nation, Africa or maybe Latin America or some part of Asia, the community, the people are stronger than people in a developed nation. People know how to survive. Like for instance, if they were if electricity cut down here in the US, many people will die. But in Africa and those developing nations, many people will not die because they know how to survive. They're very smart, you know what I mean? They're very strong and know how to, they still know how to survive, with a little bit. But here in the Western, people are not. What is your opinion on the United States border issues? Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. It is crazy. I don't even know how to talk about how to touch it. I was in Mexico the other day, and I drove from Phoenix, Arizona, to a city in Mexico called Crown Point. Oh, no, Rocky Point, Puerto Penasco. And while I was there, and some Mexican were telling me that, you see, people. I met a lot of Mexican American who used to live in California and were deported, and they're still waiting for their opportunity. And some of them, and when I was, some of them were telling me, all of this area used to belong to Mexico. That's the reason why we go in there. Even California belonged to Mexico. That's what I was told. So I don't even know how to approach it. Being poor means the lack of basic resource for survival, whereas being poor in the first country, in first world nation, means not affording these resources. Well, it is the same thing whether you want to do it like that or like that. In the fourth nation and in the third nation, fourth world nation or third world nation, it is the same thing. People in developing nation in Africa, for instance, there's food if you have money. If you have resource, there's food. There's plenty of it actually, but many people do not have the resource that you're talking about. So, for me, I think it's the same thing. And the reason you see many of us brother here who are living in the Western country, we work and then we send in resource, we send in money to our families, and this is how they afford to live affordably. So it is the same thing for me. I see it as the same thing everywhere in this world. If you have money, you live very good life. If you don't have money, whether you live in and let me tell you something again. You see in those developing nations or Africa and Latin America, some part of Asia, if you have a little bit of money, you live actually you live a wonderful life, better than a person who live in a developed nation. Um, so for me, like if I have like let's say if I make like $1 million here, you will live a better life in Africa than living, because $1 million in the US is still 1 million. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. But with $1 million in Africa, you be like, you live like a king for a period of time. Henry Kissinger's a quote on Indian Reid. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. Harry Kissinger was a demon, like, for Indian people. When people don't have money and trade good community, is much stronger. Is stronger government won't help you, so you have a much better community. Yes, that's what I was telling people. I was telling people that I feel like in developing nation, in the country that we call poor countries, population is stronger than the population that exists in developed nation in Europe and America. And those people are like, they're still in a fight and flight mode. You know what I mean? They still know how to survive even with a small amount of resource that they have. But in developed nation, Europe and America, people lost the skill necessary for survival. So if there's a war right now and the electricity cut, there's no electricity, many people will not survive in the Western country. But actually, there's a lot of countries in developing nation, Latin America, Asia, and also in Africa, that people actually, this is the way of life. They've been living like that for a long time. They have those skills still, they still embody those skills. So that's the reason why I think like people. So the difference for me between the developed and developing nation is that I see developing nation as people very strong, government very weak. And in developed nation, I see government very strong and government and corporation very strong, and the people are weak. See, that's the way I see it. So in the Western world, you see all the infrastructure is because the government is very powerful, and they're very stable. They're able to provide those infrastructure. And you see even here, like the corporation is covering those government. Most of the people who live in developed nation, they live they are in debt. They living in debt. So people having a house, people having vehicle, all of these are taken, like, it's just they don't pay cash. It's just corporation allowing them to take it as a loan. You can be very individual in the West and isolated yourself from community. Yeah, so this is the way the Western community is built, because it's a nuclear family. You're on your own, and there's no in developing nation is community based. On 1971, China, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, West. Okay, 1971, China, Sri Lanka. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Bolly music. Just read Henry Kissinger. Oh yeah, when India was. Okay, spot on about people being weak and government being powerful in the West. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. This is what many people need to understand. But in poor nation, people own whatever they have. Yes, yes. That's again T Mark. That's what I was. That's the reason why I believe that in a poor nation, in developing nation, because like if you see somebody riding a vehicle or riding a motorcycle, he own it completely. And people don't live in a house where they pay like for 30 years. They just spending their time paying those houses. It doesn't happen like that. People live in a house that they own. Even those people that do not afford, like 3 million a day, they live in a house that they own. That's the difference between developing nation and those developed nation. For instance, I've been living in the Western, generally in the Western world for almost like maybe almost 20 years of my life. Um, and right now, some of my my youngest brothers, he own a house, but until now, I'm just living in he completely own his house, and he's doing his life. But right now, I'm living in a city, like Chicago. I don't even own a house. Like even if I bought, like there's some of my friends who bought house, but the house is not theirs. Actually, the house is owned by the bank. Like they have to, you have to pay 30 years of mortgage in order to survive. While people who are living in Africa, they just go pay land and just build their house. But in poor nation, people own whatever tank. You can pay mortgage for 30 years and miss few payment, and you lose your house. That's what I'm talking about. The corporation are so strong here in this British the world would have no problem if we bought back British Empire. Joking. Bro, I mean, British Empire is trying to come back. We fought again. Oh, Oh yes, yes, yes. I see. India struggle a lot. India suffer a lot under the British rule, kingship, monarchy. India and other African countries, we suffered a lot. I've been in the West for 36 years, and I agree with your view on ownership and quality of life. Yes, 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 yes. The longer you live in a Western world, the more you realize how. Because for some of us who are living in a Western world, and you're shy, you feel like you're trapped. You cannot go back, and you cannot you cannot go back because most of your generation, people of your generation, have already built their life. They already have houses, they already have everything, and so when you go back, you have to start from zero. So you're scared of going back, and then you just keep on living in the Western countries, whereby you are just like you have to work until you die. You have to work. This is capitalist. Capitalist is like kind of like slave, similar to slave base. They work you out until you die. You know what I mean? I have been in the West for instance. In 1971, we all USSR, they are our blood brother. Oh, bro, can you explain what you mean by that? I know that. I think you're talking about. I'm familiar with the war between India and Pakistan, where the United States and the Western country sided with Pakistan, and then the Soviet Union, um, help India. Is that what you're talking about? I remember I have read or saw a documentary that is talking about how. Oh, it wasn't even a documentary. In an interview, the Indian foreign ministers um, was asked about why the India should why India is playing is playing two side, like why India is with Russia and also with the Western and India, and he was saying that he doesn't forget when the Western country actually sided with Pakistan in their war against Pakistan or something like that. T-Mac, I have been in West for 36 and I agree with you. Okay, we use, okay, T-Mac, with all the success here, I feel like my peers back home are now industrialists, and even in dollar they are multi-million. Yes, 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 because in Africa is still like in the beginning, and so people are allowed to own a lot of things in Africa. Africa is the only place whereby you see someone is broke one day after 3 years he become a millionaire. I think this is the only place in the world that it still happen. Like in Africa, if you find yourself in a good transaction, good business, within just a fraction of shaking, you become a multi-billionaire in those regions. I have a friend of mine that I went to school with in Egypt when I was studying in Egypt, and he decided to drop out of school. He dropped out of school, and he asked me about a business that my dad was doing, and I explained to him about that business and how it works. And I was thinking when he was always coming to my room asking for my explanation, I was just like I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't thinking like he was serious. Out of nowhere, he dropped out of his school. You know, mind you that me and him was sent to Egypt to study to get our degree, and he dropped out of his school, and then he decided to go back to Cameroon, and out of nowhere, after like 6 7 years, he become a billionaire. Right now, he's famous in the capital of our country, Bollywood. We are fifth largest economy on our own. We are in, and we are third world. We are not West nor socialist. We. Oh yes, absolutely. You have to take your identity. That's what I ask everyone. I respect all the countries who want to be independent, who want to take their identity. That's the only reason why I respect China. I see China as the only country in the world that did not follow completely, did not blindly, completely follow the Western system, and I see them as the only independent country. So I will always admire those countries that want to have their own identity before again the whole world. Yes, I understand that. So you're talking about the Pakistani Indian war. Yes, yes, and the British because back in the days, that's the hypocrisy that I was talking about, the law enforcement crackdown. You see, back in the days when the Western country used to think that Pakistan is their friend, And that's the reason why they backed Pakistan and they give them the nuclear power in order to fight India. But now they need now no longer they need Pakistan, they need India. So now they're coming back and asking India to be with them in their crisis against Russia. See, you see, that's the hypocrisy that I'm talking about, and this is the kind of the similar hypocrisy. Um, I'm from Pakistan, and a lot of people made millions in 15 years. Oh yeah, oh you're from Pakistan. Okay, where are you from, my friend? Oh, I'm originally from Cameroon. I'm from Cameroon, a West African country. Spot on China. Wow, brother, you sound like I'm talking to myself. Listening to you, my friend. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We all have a similar mind. For some of us who travel outside, we know, and that's the difference. And I see that's the difference between people who travel and people who are local. And it doesn't matter whether you're local in the US, Europe, or in Africa. If you're local, you're local. You have a local mentality. People who come to your country, these people are usually they see further than you, because they've been to a lot. They see further. That's why for me, and I tell people, when you're local, if you're local in Egypt, I was in Egypt, you think locally. If you've never been outside abroad, you'll never be able to compare yourself with somebody who's like coming from, for instance, Pakistan and living in your country, because he know many things that you don't know. You see, so yeah. And if even and it's similar when you're local in Cameroon or in Africa, you see local people in Africa, for instance, you see a lot of local people because of the lack of understanding, and they believe what they see in media. So they think most of the Europe is just a paradise. That's the reason why you see many sub-Saharan African are trying to kill themselves to get to Europe. And then because they don't know what is the reality, they don't know. They just watch TV. They're local. They're thinking locally, and then some of them, spend like a lot of money trying to get to Europe. Once they get there, they start sleeping under the bridge. See, here in Chicago, there's a lot of community. There's a lot of Venezuelan who came here, through the borders, thinking that because they were thinking locally, they were thinking that once you arrive in a Western country, you're successful. And then they arrive here, they were sleeping in front of they don't even have houses. They were sleeping in front of the police station, in front of the police, and with the weather, the cold weather and all of that. And some of them were able to get into the church. They were sleeping in the church. And some of these people, because they didn't get any help, they've been sleeping there for almost like 3, 5, 6 months. What is happening now, they're looking to go back. They got money. Now they have an international view of thing. So most of this immigration, somebody was asking me about the immigration thing. Most of these immigrants that are coming here, these are people who are unaware of what is happening on the other side of the world. They see TV, they see movie, they believe in what they see in movie. They think like, once I reach in Europe, once I am in USA, I'm successful. And then when they come here, the reality hit them. They cannot go back. You see, the people that I was talking to, I saw that many of them were like, "Oh, we want to go back. We want the government of USA to help us go back." Bro, you get a free food and housing by the government money as well, and the government make you king, give you hotel. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Most of these illegal immigrants, some of them are suicidal. Some of them are suicidal. They become like, you think the government like want them, they want them, they're giving them food. No, no. Even in New York, even in Chicago, people are living in camp. They're living like that. They put in, there's no dignity in it. Go and see where the illegal immigrant are living. They to even taking shower, you have to wait, and it is freezing here. It is freezing here. So what you see, the mentality that the local mentality that people think, oh, they're coming to take our food and all of this. These people who come is a tragedy. These illegal immigrants who are coming here is a tragedy. The wake up call is only when you're here, or when you're in Europe. Many Western African, Sub-Saharan African who are living in Paris, who managed to reach in Paris, they're living under the bridge. They living under the bridge. They don't have papers, and then they cannot even go back to their embassy and ask and ask the embassy to give them to push them to send them back to their countries, because they don't have papers. The legal immigrant, they throw away their paper thinking that we are going to the paradise, and they arrive there. Go in Paris. I have some of my people who are living in Paris. They live in under the bridges. The reality hits you when you arrive there. You no dignity at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference between somebody who's local And when I first came here, some of my brothers who are getting their master degree, some of them were doing their master degree in Cameroon. They wanted me to sponsor their trip to come to the United States of America. I rejected it. And some of them were saying, "Oh, I'm just being mean." And I told them that you have a big a big opportunity. Do your master. And some of them are working in police. Some of them are, and they have their house, they have their salary. This is what you need. And people think, "Oh, they don't pay us." They used to tell me, "Oh, we are not paying as you guys. Here in police officers, you get paid like $150 a month." I'm telling him, this is a local mentality. You see, your pay, for me, I have this notion that everywhere you are paid the salary according to the life style, according to the life expense, the expenses that you spend over. So $150 in Cameroon, for instance, is equivalent to somebody who's getting maybe 4,000, I don't know, 5,000 a month. Is similar, because it provides you the similar lifestyle. Here in America, $150 will not be able to provide you a rate to pay you for your rent, for your food, but so 4,000 will do that. In Africa, in a place where he is, if you get $150, you will be able to provide yourself with the same thing, rent and all of that. So you see, so it's not about, don't look at the money like, "Oh, I'm getting 150 here and here they're paying them." No, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. That's what I made my brother, my own brother. I made him know that, yay, you don't know, I'm already in it. I cannot go back. You are there, so stay there. If you, I'm telling you because I like you. Stay there, and do not move. Continue your education, and get involved in the politics. You guys are the one that will build the country. We are the we are the immigrant. We already opted to suffer, so we are in it. So let me read what you guys are saying. Bollywood, Egyptian are blood brother. We have 1,000 years of relationship. Oh, my friend, I see. Grass is not always greener on the other side. Yes, 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 yes. This is South Africa try to cross border and they chuck Louis chuck them back into South Africa. Okay, Louis, bro, you get free food and housing. Okay, you might have a convenience in the West, but at what cost? You have money, but you lose your country, family, culture. So yeah, that's another thing that we'll be losing. Free food and housing, take your dignity away. Yeah, I love Israel. Jews are brothers. Okay. Yes, but if you're homeless in Africa, go homeless in hotel. Is it the homeless in Africa actually doesn't it's very difficult for you to be. Believe me, there's some homeless in Africa, but the way Africa the way African community is built is very difficult for you to be homeless, because like I say, Africa is a community based, like is a family oriented. So like if you're broke, you will always stay in your family, your parents' house. So there's no need for you to be homeless. Unlike here, so in Africa also, the way people build houses, you have one person who have like who will build, like for instance, my dad house, my parent house. We have more than 10 room in that house. So we have like it's just like it's a big yard with a lot of building. 10 rooms. So you have the his wife has her own room, and he has his room, and his kid, all of his kid have. So it's like a big yard, and then with different houses. And also we have a guest house, a guest room. So in Africa, most of us, if you're broke, if you grew up in that house, for instance, if I were to stay in my, if I was still in Cameroon, for instance, and if I didn't get, if I'm broke, like if I'm not successful, why I will not be homeless. I will always stay in my parent houses, or in my, even my cousin have houses, big houses. So it's like it's very difficult to find somebody homeless in Africa. In Europe, the way, in Western world, the way they build their community, it is easier to be homeless, because people are living in one apartment, two bedroom. This is not the case in developing nation. It take easy. Don't bring religion into this. Yeah, we are talking about Sunni or not Shia. Oh, my friend, as long as it's freezing, I can sleep anywhere. Oh, Bolly, you mean you can sleep anywhere? Bro, you don't know the weather here. Come to Chicago and try to sleep in under the bridges here in Chicago. And you will see, even going to the grocery store, sometime during the winter, people don't want to go to grocery store. Imagine now trying to sleep under the bridge. That's the reason why you see we don't have a lot of homelessness in Chicago or in New York during the winter time. But there's a lot of homelessness in California because of the weather. So it is not gonna be easy for you to sleep outside, my friend. You're gonna die, except if you're doing um, drugs or something like that. It is 50 C with 90-degree humidity. Where are you? $100 a month to $900 a month in your not even working. Yeah. We have oh, you mean like in New York, we have a collective society and families and friends take care of each other. Western societies, even absolutely right, my T Mac. This is the difference. So it is extremely difficult. We have like there's some people, there are some people who are mentally not very mentally not not very well. Those people are doing who are doing drug that will go away from their family. They want to be independent, but they're not really, they do not really have a skill necessary to be independent. Those people can go to other province where their parents are not living and they become homeless. They start doing drugs, start stealing, they become homeless. Yes, this is the kind of homeless that we find. But if you actually if you have brain and you living in Africa, if you're okay, it is extremely difficult for not only in Africa. I'm talking even you see these guys from Pakistan, he's talking to you that and but right now though, many of those developing nations are trying to adapt the capitalist way of living, and so we will also face it in the future. But at this moment, if we keep doing what we are doing, most in Africa, in developing nation, in Africa, people live, there's no way you can be homeless. But that doesn't mean that there's no homeless. But it's not like similar to the America. But in Africa, for instance, like I said, like I was in a capital. I saw many people who are from my city, and they travel to the capital, to other big cities. They want to just be independent from. They want to be independent from not living under their parents' house, and then they start doing some bad things, start smoking, doing drugs. So this is how you can become homeless. But after they cheat, or cheat who? We have a collective society and family. After they cheat who, Luis? Yeah, but let's come back to the thing that I was saying, that the way because yesterday when I woke up and I saw the way the police were cracking down, beating those protesters. And also, like, I want to talk about a phenomenon that is happening. Many people are saying that. Many people are asking me, okay, so what do you want the American law enforcement to do? And these people are not peaceful demonstrators or protesters. They're showing videos or clips whereby the protesters are breaking some properties and stuff like that, doing destruction, destroying properties. I'm saying that there's a counter protest that is happening that we need to put in our mind. And I'm not saying it because I'm against the Jewish people or something like that, but there's a lot of pro-Israeli counter protests that is happening in the campus or even around the country. Some of them are just going inside. Some of those counter protests are going inside um, the inside the pro-Palestinian protests to provoke them so that they can get beat, and then this way the police can intervene. And some of them actually, they found that this way of doing things is not working. So some of them, what they do is that they get involved in the pro-Palestinian protests with the people. Everybody is putting the mask, COVID-19 mask, so you don't know who is who, and they come in and then they start destroying the protests. And we saw it during the George Floyd um, uh, protests. There were a lot of counter protests, people going in with the intention um, to what is it, to destroy the reputation of the protesters. So they're going in, putting masks, and then destroying the properties, and then posting the videos online, those small clip online on Twitters and on social media, to justify, to show the mayor, to force the mayor of those big cities to take action against the protesters. They want the protests to be dispersed. That's what they're looking for. So I've seen a lot of videos of women and of men and women who are pro-Israeli going into this camp, even here in northwestern Chicago, where people are going there. Counter protests are going into the places where the protest is happening and then trying to provoke a reaction, an action or a reaction from the protesters, from pro-Palestinian protesters, and then use that reaction to justify, to force the police to, for intervention, and it is happening. And so the destruction, I'm not saying that all Palestinian protesters are not doing the destruction, but the majority of it is actually coming from those counter protests that I'm talking about. So people need to put like, for some of you who are saying that, who are talking about, oh, the law enforcement, the protest is no longer peaceful because these people are destroying properties and are doing all of that. Yeah, you playing with a big player. I mean, Israeli intelligence are very smart. They know how to, provoke a reaction. We are talking from humanity point of view, and ignorant will not understand because they make the view based on whatever the media tell them, and they probably never left their town in there. That's the big question. That's the big question. And for me, I'm not saying it because like I'm, but it is true. It is true. Just go and look at it. It's very true, and you can see the way these protests, you can see how you can see it even from a lot of professors, a lot of dean of university. Remember how a lot of dean of the university were provoked. They were asked a specific question about Hamas, and if they don't say a certain thing, um, because of their role as a leader, then they were saying, "Oh, you are promoting anti-Semitism," and they were kicked out of their. A lot of Ivy League deans were kicked out, and were removed. Were forced to resign. Some of them were forced to resign by the Israeli government. I'm not gonna say it's Jewish people. I'm just gonna say Israeli government agitators who are provoking them, asking them certain type of question, and waiting for a reaction. You know, and it happened, and then now what is happening with these protests around the university, on the campus of the university, we see that people actually, physically going into those protests with the intention of destroying, of forcing the law enforcement to get involved and disperse those protests. And part of it was like, oh, I go there and provoke you, and you're protesting, and I'm a counter protester. Go there in the middle, provoke you. If you beat me, well, it justified that the law enforcement need to get involved because you guys are violent. And good, those people were incredibly violent to the Jewish student they're spreading. I didn't see the. Can you like provide any video? Any video? Just let us just be frank. Let us be like, not no emotion involved. Let us just be frank about, truthful about what is happening. Can you have any video? Columbia University. Okay, at Columbia University, I don't think the people were beating anybody. No one were harmed. No one was harmed by the protesters. No one was beaten. And like I told you, at the beginning of this protest, the group of people, a group of Israeli supporters were going there intentionally to get beat. To get beat. That's the reaction they're looking for. And maybe if you are, maybe the thing that you're talking about is one, two, three cases whereby they were successful in achieving their goal, which is a counter protest. Maybe there's no black and white. It's a shade of gray. Absolutely, Mr. Bollywood. Actually, Bollywood. Hey, I have, for me, Jew privilege. I'll be, yes. For me, this is Bollywood music. For me, I'm seeing. I'm just telling you what I feel. What I feel, what I'm seeing, and what I feel. You know what I mean? And what I'm feeling right now, it does. If you guys think I'm not, if you think like it is not, you disagree with me, you can just share your opinion, and we can debate it. But right now, I'm telling you, um, the protest that is happening around the campus was a surprise for the Israeli government and for the Israeli supporters, and they're looking for any way to disperse those protests. They could be right. Well, if they won't convince me being so childish and stupid, yeah, my friend, disagree. 50% agree. Okay, yeah, many people disagree with what I'm saying, and that's fine for me. It is fine. They could be right. Yeah, it is fine for me. For me, I think, mm, uh, you know, but there's no, yeah, Bollywood music. There's no, you're absolutely right. Um, there's no great. So that's what I was saying. Somebody was asking me, as someone who used to live in Middle East for most, for almost like 14 years. What do I think? I used to be, before this, even before this event happened, before uh, the Palestinian, the October thing happened. I was telling anyone, I was telling, and people were saying that Obama couldn't do anything. I was telling anybody, the Middle Eastern need to go. The Middle Eastern situation is just very complicated. You don't take a side in the Middle East. All of them, for me, I think all of them are equally wrong. You don't take a side. If you want to go wrong, any government, any American government, if you want to go wrong, you take a side. If you pick an Israeli side, you will always find yourself wrong. You'll always find yourself going with the wrong. If you pick an Arab side, you always find, because it's like you say, there's no black. It is not like a black and white that this person is completely right, this person is completely wrong. So it is very difficult. It's just required for them to be required for all of those community in the Middle East to be just frank with themselves, to sit down and try to find a solution. They could be right. Well, if they are, okay. Bollywood music is bad. Just ask him about Kashmir. Yes, what is the origin of Kashmir? Yeah, hey, I also like they also say, this is what happened. Look. For me, and I see a lot of situation between India and Pakistan, and India and Muslim country. I feel like India and Pakistan, you guys are the same people, man. You guys are the same people. You guys need to just be go back to be the same people, and also, India. Now imagine if India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, all of those countries unite and become one. It's just gonna be, you're just gonna be stronger. You're just gonna be stronger, and you will be able to defend yourself properly. Right now, India cannot, like, about religion. You just leave people, allow people to practice whatever they feel they like to practice. Do not force people to live a certain way. um, but imagine if India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all of those countries become one. Is a power. It's a power. So you guys need to consider that. Forget about religion. Religion is just between you, individual, and God. So, and just look at the politic of the world. So go and population density in 1950. Jew talk was talked on Bible. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, that's the reason why Bolly music. That's the reason why I'm telling you. Even though I disagree with what Israeli is what the Jewish people are doing to the Palestine right now. I understand that they have the history say that they used to live in those areas. I do not disagree. I do not disagree. Yeah, T-Mac, yes, I understand that. I understand that. Why Christian expelling in Yemen, Syria, and Lebanon? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's the reason. Once again, that's the reason why Bolly music. I say that. You remember, I say that I cannot take a side, pick a side, because I understand all of the things that you're talking about. I understand that. And by the way, I read a lot of Middle Eastern history. So I understand that most of these countries, even Saudi Arabia, used to have the Jewish people used to have. And also, let me tell you something. You see, the notion of border, the notion of this is Qatar, this is UAE, this is in it. It doesn't. It only existed like maybe 100, 200 years ago. Back in the days, people were wandering in the desert. There's no borders, and people were going all over the. People were just walking around. So some of the, yeah, even though Egypt has like Egypt, this is Egypt, but there's no a distinctive, like, you know what I mean, a precise border between Egypt and Israel. Sinai could have been Israeli or could have been Egypt. So you see, the notion, we need to like broaden our mind, understand that most of the countries exist, and like right now people think, oh, Israel or this. No, back in the days, most of those tribes, you have the Kurd, you have Assyrian, you have all of these people, Armenian, Persian, Turkish origin, Arab. Jewish people, all of them are living in one big area. There used to be, I understand that there used to be a Persian Empire, but they were not like a, a country. This is a country. So, yes, Bollywood, to come back to your point that Jewish people used to live in Yemen and they were kicked out, and because of the religion, I understand all of that. And they were kicked out of Saudi Arabia and Iraq, and some of them actually even in Egypt, where I used to live. There's a street in Egypt that is called like a that is a street like for Jewish people, and the Egyptian even have a movie about that. When was the last last Jewish people moving out of Egypt, and in Morocco, in all of those countries, because people didn't have the notion of country like with distinctive borders until very lately. So I again, Bolly music too. I come back again, I say that the reason why I say that I will not take a side is because of all of that. It's because there's a wrong that were done to the Jewish people. Not long time ago, they were wrong that were done to them, and for me, I feel like we need to forget the past and then move on, and then make sure that these wrongs um, are not happening again as in history. Yes, I agree with you, Bolly music. I completely agree with you. And again, I come back and say that the reason why I said any American, American politician also, when I moved to the United States of America, I realized that the American politicians are just bunch of, most of the time, they are local people who become president or who become policy makers. They're not very aware. They're just local people. What do I mean? Mentality of local is that you just don't know enough. Like, let's say for instance, Obama was just a local guy. Even though Obama, compared to other American president, he's a little bit international. He has like a broad, and he grew up in Indonesia and went to Kenya and all of that. But he still have like, he's pretty much, he's not very aware of what is happening, what was happening in the Middle East. So you can see that his policies start to change. He understood Middle East after in his second term. So his first term was just used to, um, that's what we used to, like, to learn what is happening, what is actually the policy of the Middle East, the Middle East. Most of those, local politicians that become um, big people one day, and when you do that, then the only influence that you have is just American media and the people who are financing those media. So that's how you end up doing a policy that is not going to be good for you or for your country. So um and for me, when I first came here, I was like, most of these Americans don't know. Like, the moment you enter into the conflict, the moment you pick a person in the Middle East, you already made a mistake. There's no other way about it. That's the way it is. The moment you pick a side, if you pick a Iranian side, you already made a mistake. The moment you pick a so in the moment you pick a Israeli side, you already made a mistake. That's the way I see it. And so the only way to go about it is to not pick a side and to just treat them all as at the same level. If you pick a side, that side that you pick will force you commit a lot of mistake and a lot of errors. Ibn Battuta went from Morocco to China, didn't need visa or passport. Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I was telling you. I was telling you all of this, the concept of borders and country coming to existence. Oh, this is Israel. This is back in the days. Okay, it's just one area. It's just one area, and all of the tribe, all of the people from Middle East used to live in those area. And for me, I was telling, I had a conversation with a guy from Mauritania who's like a northern African guy, and some other Arab dude when I was in Egypt. And I was telling him that, what is your problem? What is the Middle Eastern problem? Why you guys are always witnessing catastrophes? He said, why? I say, you guys, the ancestors of these lands are not happy with you guys. You guys need to go back, sit down and meditate and ask for forgiveness, because most of this area that you see, Egypt, Israel, all of this, there's a lot of blood. Look like alien. There's a lot of blood in the hands, like people were killed. Egypt was invaded and re-invaded and re-invaded and re-invaded. So we are in Albania, Iran, Russia exist too. Yes, yes. No, I'm saying like even India existed right before the British colonialism, but the India with the exact border and the map that exists right now is very recent. So Indian subcontinent used to exist, and many tribes were living on those Indian subcontinent, and then British the colonist power came and then put a border, say that this is just part of, because the notion was that British, when they were putting those borders, they were thinking that they will own India forever, or even in Africa, for instance. That's how you end up getting people of different tribe and who speak different languages existing in one country. For instance, if you go to India, you have uh, the south side of India who have different dialect, different language. Tamilian, is speak Tamil, and then you come to the north, it's like completely different people. How did these two distinct people, even in the future, come to exist in one country? It's just like the result of British colonization. They cut a piece of land and then they call it this thing, and that's how you get. But even though India itself existed, but without the current maps, without terrorist Islamic countries, there's a lot of mistake that happened back in the days. I agree with you. A lot of mistake, and a lot of religious clergy or whatever you guys call them committed a lot of big mistake back in the days, and we are just they what is it? Their progenitors or whatever, their children now are now paying the prices of what they did in the days. No, Armenia, Russia, India versus Azerbaijan, China, Turkey. It's not gonna. Why is it gonna always be like people fighting each other? That's what I'm asking, Polly. You don't need to fight. You don't need to fight. You don't need to fight. The moment you wake up, you find yourself that you have a border with a country. Understand that that country is your brother, because you cannot move this country away from you. That means you guys used to be one people. So why fight? Yes, yes, yes. So I'm saying just like Iran and Israel, they need to just sit down and understand that they are all one people. They are all one people. They share one thing. They share a common history and a common geography. And yeah, yeah. But as for the law enforcement shit, crackdown shit, it's just a shame. That's what I can say. It's just a shame. But guys, please don't forget to like the stream. I know that I'm touching a subject that is very dear to some of you guys. I know that I will not be able to, you know, to not offend someone, no matter how I try. But yeah, we're just trying to be frank. I have no interest in lying, and I have no interest in taking sides. I just don't want to see innocent people, die. Like 34,000, people dead, innocent people dead. This is crazy, man. No matter how you look at it, it is crazy, bro. You have to have heart, man. You have to have emotion. You have to have heart. This is a human. We call ourselves human race. You need to see people. You don't need these are your brothers. There's a lot of things that you could have done that do not include killing people, human being like you, but you choose to do that. This is crazy, bro. Turkey is trying to make an Ottoman Empire, so we are protecting Armenia. Again, I understand. That's the reason why I say I will not take a side. I will not take a side in the Middle East, because there's a lot of bad things that happen in the Middle East. Ottoman Empire also, remember, they colonized a lot of those countries. Even the Muslim countries were colonized, but were re-colonized by Ottoman Empire, and some of them were actually only liberated when the European colonization was coming in. Like for instance, Egypt. Egypt was colonized by Ottoman Empire, and their kings were their king were actually Turkish origin, until the French came in and help Egypt to get rid of those Ottoman Empire. So a lot of wrongs were done in that region, and some of them, I think most of all of the people in that region need to sit down for free India or Denzel washing machine. Denzel Washington is my favorite actors of all time, bro. So whenever I see somebody with that name, I always think, okay, that's my guy. That's my guy. From BGP, Free India. There's no emotion in war. People die in war. Yes, yes, but like I'm saying, like right now, we are acting like a tribe. Our tribe is more important than our humanity. You know what I mean? Like like imagine now, for instance, if there's another aliens who want to invade us, like who want to kill, who come here and invade us and kill everybody's, would you not wanting to have to like have you guys watched a movie, Will Smith movie, what is I'm Legend, whereby he was just looking for a human being, to the point that he needed just a human connection, to the point that he was even touching some, what is it, some some monuments, he was acting. So like you don't know the importance of the thing until you lose it. So for me, like, how, just like Marathi were Abdali, so no emotion, right, Boli? Talk about Black Friday. Pakistan army chiefs, yeah, has killed 50,000 Palestinians. That's the thing. That's the thing. There's even our government is killing us. Even our government is killing us. So what is the point of us, the people? Like for instance, the Indian. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Whoever you are, may you be blessed for liking this stream, and please don't forget to subscribe if you didn't. If you did, I really 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 appreciate your subscription, and yeah. Yeah. I mean, so this is my understanding. This is what I have come to learn after long journey of traveling abroad. No person is better than another person. That's what I come to learn. We all are human, and we all are capable of doing bad things. Gamma Gamma Chai tea was fantastic. Body talk about how thousands of people were born alive in Gujarat. Wow. In 2059, Hindu pilgrimage was born in trend. Yes, yes. But hey, for my friends from India and Pakistan, like it's not even about India and Pakistan no more. It's about people. Like even within the country, you find people, government agents are killing the citizen of its country. If you want to take a dig on, like if you say like just like the conversation that I'm having right now. Remember when the US government and the US media were criticizing Russia because for the way they were cracking down the protests, and now they're doing the same thing to their people. So the same thing can be said for both India and Pakistan. Like even though the Pakistani government is saying that India is the enemy, and then they can come back and do harm to the Pakistani citizen. And even though Indian government is saying that Pakistan is the enemy, you can see that Indian government can come back and also do harm to their own citizens. So yeah, I think we have reached a time whereby we need to just be frank and just understand that this government and the people we're putting, the elite, are not there for you and me, my friend. Guys, tap the screen, like the live stream, like it, and we wanted to reach the maximum number of people so that we can um, um, see where did I go wrong. If I can become martyrs, act like a martyr. If you can become martyr, act like a martyr. Why do you want to become a martyr, or something like that? You don't need to, man. Don't allow these people to just don't allow governments agency to just fool you and make you believe that you are very important. Or even religious group. I see a lot of people, a lot of innocent children or young person get indoctrinated by religions system, and to the point that they ask them to go and kill themselves. This is just crazy, man. What about 2 million or million Afghan brother experience from Pakistan? Yeah, that's crazy. And you see, and this is also Bollywood music to show you that religion, and also to my Pakistan friend to show you that even religion, even though we think, or even though many people are seeing that the reason why India and Pakistan is split it into two is because of the religion, but actually even people with the same religion they still commit like shit, like look at what Saudi Arabia did to Yemen and Saudi Arabia before they come in of the British. These are the same people. These are the same people out of nowhere, and then the British came and divided them into like this. This is Yemen, this is Saudi Arabia. These are the same people, and then Saudi Arabia decided to go there and kill I don't know how many people. And alive, a lot of people are dying. Get 70 million. No need to do that, my friend Luis. No need to do that. No need to do that. Why? Where is human right? Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying like most of this. I'm saying like even in the Middle East, like you see what Saddam did to Kuwait. So even though even people of the same religion, people of the same tribe can kill each other. So we are just monsters. So it is not about because you're different. Like for instance, in America here, for instance, like the white people, maybe, you see them criticizing black, fighting. The day we will remove the black people in the pictures, um, the problem of white American doesn't just disappear like that. They will always find someone else that they can fight, you know. So yeah, in that person. So I'm seeing like that's what I'm telling some people. I'm seeing right now black people is covering for a lot of minority. For instance, if you're removing because of the presence of black American, most of the racism is directed toward them. Now if you remove black American in the pictures, maybe the native Indian become the target, or maybe if you remove in the native Indian, then maybe the Mexican, maybe even though Mexican are even the target right now, the Spanish, if you remove these people also in the target, then on the pictures, then it may become the Italian. It may become between the blonde and non-blonde, between the blonde European and those who are non-blonde. And they will say that, oh, you're not white enough. This is what was happening back in the days, right? Remember, Italian were not classified. Italian and Irish were not classified as white. So human being, I feel like religion or religion, human being are just like that. We are flawed. We have, we just want to find, why aren't the Muslim human right? Why is Arab aren't the Muslim? Yeah, my friend. So I want you. The reason why I'm saying all of this is to all of what I'm saying is directed to all my India and Pakistani. I want you guys to see each other more than just like to understand that it's not religion. It's not in. You guys are not enemy. You guys can be actually friends and brothers and sisters. You can fight poverty, man. Fight poverty instead of fighting human being. Prison population by religion. Yes, yes, you can fight poverty. I understand, my friend. I understand. Like I'm saying, you can fight poverty. You can forget about nationalities and. But to coming back, let's come back to our main topic. Um, we have 52% of people disagree with what I said with my statement. That is, law enforcement crackdown on pro-Palestinians unjustified, excessive. So 50% of you guys think that I am wrong. And but where are you guys? Come explain yourself. Explain yourself. Explain the reason why you think that I am wrong of saying what I just said. Explain your position. Explain yourself. Tell us the reason why you think the way the police, the American law enforcement, or even Australian. Yeah, I don't know if it is happening in the UK. The way they're handling these protests is just terrible, just excessive. New York and LA actually went overboard. The traction from prices are only way. New York and Pakistan, New York and I'm saying New York and Pakistan, New York and LA, the police over there are just crazy. New York and LA and Chicago, they're crazy. They're crazy. Yeah. Yeah, welcome, welcome, my friend. If you're new here, I just welcome you and know that this is a channel where you can say, you can express your opinion freely. Hey, here we take freedom of expression to the next level. We do not play like a hypocrisy. We do not act like the U.S. Government. We are they say one thing and then do another thing. Whatever you feel like saying, you want to criticize my stand, go ahead and do it. You want to agree and disagree, explain yourself, go ahead and do it. We welcome you. And also, even though the subject is about the police involvement in those protests, we just talk about just about anything. You can just talk about anything. First of all, some of you are already, where are you from? I travel. I am from origin from Cameroon. Can you believe one Indian can be? I'm from Cameroon, my friend Angel. Angel travel. I'm from Cameroon. Where are you from, my friend? Where are you from? Where are you from, my friend? 67%. You guys are kicking my ass, man. You guys are not even giving me opportunity. 51% of people disagree with my statement. But the problem is, I don't see them. Or Ontario, California. My brother, welcome, welcome, welcome. California, you, man. California. But hey, part of the discussion that, part of the reason why I decided to talk about the law enforcement involvement in these protests is because of what is happening in UCL, or what is that, in California. The way the law enforcement in California is treating, and how they disrupted or dispersed the encampment of those protests around the universities, what led me to this topic. So as somebody from California, what is your opinion? So what is your take on what is happening, the way, I've seen themselves. Okay, I've seen some of the video where a student got even shot with a, I don't know, is a rabbit, I don't know, in his face, like bloody and thing like that. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I thought about, it made me think about the moment. It's just, was it 2 months ago that there was some protests in Russia, protesters or protesting against Russian government, and many people are thinking that, oh, the Putin was about to go down, or there were a lot of protests, and then the way actually the Russian government, Russian police force intervened and arrested a lot of those people, and some of the even opposition even dying in prison. Don't cry now because people are dying. Why UCL student left all their mess there? College students are losing their mind, and I don't like the trouble, but it is not the police fault. Well, brother, this is where I disagree. But they left their mess. They left their mess because they left it unwillingly, because they were forced to move out. When you're forced to move out, then you're forced to leave whatever all of your belongings. So it's not like they finished their camping, but it is like it was dispersed. So like it's like police involvement, and also college students are losing their mind. Yeah, because like most of the people, I'm telling you, what we see in the news is just making people go nut. You know what I mean? Go crazy, and that's the reason. And people have different way of protesting. So, but um how do you like see, how do you like, can you compare, like, with what happened in the US campus to what was happening in Iran, for instance? Remember, Iran also has like a protest, and the government got involved and arrested a lot of people. And many of the news channel here in the country was talking about the way the Iranian government and Russian government treating their protesters, and they're saying that this is the difference between us and them. that here freedom of expression is very strong, and that we allow people to march and to protest against their leaders. But in those countries, communist or authoritarian regime, people cannot march, you know. And how do you like you know, like how do you like you know, compare your stand? You know, protest is it's not always you know, protesting is always gonna make you feel uncomfortable, you know. Even me, like, you know, like it was just like, you know, I remember I live in Chicago, and I was one time where I wanted to go to watch a movie around O'Hare, and then the protester blocked the road. I didn't like it. It took me like 4 hours to drive back, and you know, to pass that protest. So protest is always there, is it always mean to make you feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't matter what's right, what's wrong. America will always problem for American. Where the problem for, yes, yes. So protest in their nature, they are designed to make you feel uncomfortable. You know, the reason why people protest is to make you feel uncomfortable so that you can change the way you're doing things, certain things. For instance, when the civil right movement happened, they wanted to disrupt your way of life, because you know, we as a human, sometimes we get used to some injustices. We get used to it. We just keep doing what we're doing, and then there are certain people in among us that feel like, you know what, there are people who are just like you, people who are just like you in some other countries that are dying, or like in case of Black American, they were saying that, oh, while you guys are enjoying, you know, the fruit of the American empire, we are, you know, being treated terribly. So we want your attention, and because you cannot give us your attention, we want to disrupt your way of doing things to make you feel uncomfortable, to the point that you will go and look at our consent, go back and look at our so this is protest. Protest is just designed to make you feel uncomfortable. And also, I remember when I was doing my, you know, I went to, okay, this is the question, the question about non-violent thing, and I talked about it a little bit in my earlier, you know, maybe you just joining me. I was saying that there's some people, there's an infiltrator, there's some pro-Israeli agitator that are infiltrating these parties. And you can see some of them go with the intention that physically, they go physically to provoke these protesters. They want the involvement of police, of law enforcement. So that's why they do it. And some of them actually are doing putting masks, just like during the Black Lives BLM movement, when what is it, when George Floyd was killed. Remember, there's a agitator that infiltrated those protests, and they were doing some terrible thing, destroying properties and doing this thing, to just point the finger, look at what they're doing. So right now you can see there's some videos about women, some women and men, Israeli, pro-Israeli, you know, who are going in protest, going there in the middle of protesters and saying some shit. And what they were looking for, they're looking for a reaction. They're looking for a student to do certain thing, and then because they come in with video behind them, there's somebody who's taking a video, who's you know, shooting whatever happening. Even for the professors, the professor that was there's a professor that was filmed like saying, oh, I got Columbia University got rid of me, you know. So they come intentionally, they have somebody who's shooting the video behind them, and then they come intentionally waiting for you to react. Can you play this song? What song do you want me to play? You can always claim it is being infiltrated, but let's be real. The community let them in, and they no. When you have so for instance, agitators, these are the people that you don't, you know, when you're protesting, you don't know who is who, and especially with these agitated people having you know, this COVID-19 mask coming in. And also, and you know, these pro-Palestinian protests, there are people from all over. There's even Israeli who are supporting them. There's Jewish people who are supporting them. So how do you know you know, how do you know the intention of people? How do you know the reason why people are in it? It is very difficult. It is very difficult. Protest, there's always a counter protest. And in this case, for me, I believe like most of this destruction, most of this violence you're talking about is just like a provocative way that was designed to elicit a reaction from some of these people, some of the pro-Palestinian protesters. Yeah, his whole group. Uh, do you have any example where it is? And also to the comparison that I was giving you about Iran and Russia, the Iranian government and the Russian government were also using like that, especially the Russian government. They were saying they were using a similar argument that you're using right now. They're saying that these people are disruption. Is no longer a peaceful protest. These people are and in case of Russia, actually, they were saying that these people are foreign. They've been helped by foreign agents, so to infiltrate to infiltrate the Russian system or Iranian system to disrupt. So they have a lot of argument, a lot of similar argument that you're using right now. And that's the same argument that the China or the Iranian and Russian used to in order to disperse the protests. And at that time, I remember seeing a lot of news talking about the difference between how do you guys call it, authoritarian regime, communist regime versus democracy, capitalist regime. You are saying we do not do that. We allow people to express themselves even if we don't like it. But it looked like it is not true. That's my thing. That's my thing. I want people like to be like, if you practice what you preach. That's the reason why I'm telling you. Yeah, the whole group, not just some of it. Yeah, yeah. That's the reason why I'm saying these are, most of them are just innocent. Most of them are innocent. Um, but I feel like most of them. Remember, I was also like telling you, the reason why I'm telling you there's agitators, there's people who infiltrated these protests. Even before these protests start happening, these agitators were going after the dean of the Ivy League universities. We have seen how many dean of this big university were taken down, were forced to resign. We've seen how um, these agitators were framing, asking question that they framing, they ask a question a certain way, and they're waiting for you. They know no matter they know that the question intended that no matter how you answer that question, they will always find a way to find you guilty and then push you out and then force you to resign. So many dean of this university before this protest, but yeah, before this protest, before this protest, many dean were kicked out or were forced to resign by these agitators, saying that, oh, there's some Hamas who infiltrated our universities, and using based on that, big professors were getting kicked out of the universities, and new professors were taking over the place of those professors. And some people actually with their credential. I remember there's this black lady, her they start questioning her. Even they went back and start digging about her what is it, her thesis during her PhD, and then saying that, oh, there's a plagiarism or whatever, and digging and coming out with dirt on her. Oh, she's a DAI or whatever, affirmative action. Without that, she wouldn't be where she is, and kick her out. They kicked her, or they managed to kick her out. So you see, agitators were there even long before these protests are happening. Before students start protesting again what is happening in Israel, actually, agitators start going after the professors who may have like a favor, or not even favorable view, because most of these protesters, you have to understand also, most of these protesters are Christian, and Christian are more favorable to Jewish people than to Muslim. So even though the professors that they were kicking out were actually coming from Judeo-Christian, in spite of what the mainstream show, even a blind man can see that the true antagonism. Yeah, my friend. Yeah, my friend. I mean, for me, I find the way the Western media are playing, and the way the Western people in general are playing. Right now, we are all in. So right now we have reached a level that we're all the same. No one is better. No one is worse. Now no longer we can blame Chinese government. In fact, I have to do a live stream about China. Actually, I have to classify. I have to do a live stream and to try to show people that I think I am, because in that I have to rank countries, and so far in my list, the communist regime in China is ranking number one as the best country in the world right now. And I have my region. I have my a lot of region where I think uh, China is number one in the world. So the communist country that people are thinking is bad, actually for me, I see them as the number one country, the best country in the world right now. And I have a lot of reason for that. And I need to do this live stream because I know it's gonna piss a lot of people. A lot of Westerner will not be happy, but I have to do it because we need to. It's just awareness. We need to we need to talk about it. You cannot just preach something and then practice it and practice different. Like those capitalist country that preach like, oh, they better, or they do this, and then come to find that actually they are worse than the communist countries. They are worse. Even though we are all of our country. Remember, guys, when I'm talking as an African, but African are also capitalist country. Remember, after like a colonization, all African countries adapted the Western way of life. So we are all capitalists. Oh, Agassi. When comparing communism to democracy, I agree. Yes, yes, yes. We have to compare them. We have to compare, and then we have to be bold enough to not be scared by words. You know, right now people use big word to scare people. Oh, Marxism. What do you guys call it? How do you guys call it? Marxism or something like that. They use to scare you. Oh, he's Marxist or something like that. Oh, he's communist. Oh, he's coming from authoritarian regime. All of this world no longer have their powers. We are not scared of those words. We want to see your action. Okay, what is okay, Communist Party of China? What did they do to the world? Let's compare them with what the Western country did the past 100 years and see who is actually doing what. We cannot just use, well, Communist China and then blindly say, oh, they're bad. We want to see what you did. What was your action during this year? You know, like 100 years. What did you do compared to China? Oh, maybe we can go back 200, 300, 4 years, 100 years and see. Did those communist countries have like a maybe slavery? Did they like went on took like slave people? Did they do that, or was it like coming from the country that call themselves democracy or capitalism? You know, it's like, and this is not to say that because like I say, I have reached a point whereby I feel like no human being is better than another human being. And also, guys, this is another thing this is another conclusion that I have come to, I have reached, which is the poorest country in the world are actually the nicest country in the world. I don't know how to say it in English, but the poorest country, those countries that you see, the poorest country in the world, if there's a paradise, if there's a what is it, paradise, the poorest country in the world will have will be ranked as the highest, as higher in terms of like who will go to the paradise, who will enter paradise, and then the richest country in the world will be the lowest. This is another conclusion I have reached, that the poorest country in the world are actually some of the nicest people. A reason why I have reached to that conclusion is because you cannot be rich, but didn't US stop slavery? Isn't slavery still in Africa to this day? Um, what is America's problem with it? Stupid America has a problem, stupid. America politics is the same. Yeah, that's what I say, that all human are equal. We all are capable of doing terrible thing about the slavery thing. But just because you stop slavery doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You see, And the reason why I brought slavery is not to say that maybe Chinese also maybe practice slavery at a certain time, but I'm saying that to show you that just because you say you're capitalist, you're not that. You did something, and then you did a lot of things. Just because you stop it doesn't mean that it didn't exist before. That's what I mean. Um, and so the problem, stupid South Africa politics is the same as these people. South Africa, I feel like it's just a reactionary. Most of these poor country. And let me tell you something. Everything that you do, um, everything that you do to other people, it will happen to you also, because these poorer country are learning from you. Like South Africa right now, for instance. I once to talk to some of my coworkers. I'm saying that the world now has become one country. You have to be very careful. You see, the way, like for instance, in Chicago here. Remember, I never got, guys, and I have in all my life, I never got arrested. When I came here in Chicago, I remember, I was arrested out of nowhere. I was arrested. The guy, they follow me like three, four police car follow me. Why? Because I took a video of the police in the middle of road. They were beating a black guy. I found a black American, and then they didn't like it. They followed me, and then they arrested me, and then they say I was resisting. Put the handcuff, and then tied it very tight. My blood, I wasn't even breathing. But I was lucky that there's a Mexican guy who was from other side who was videotaping, and then because of that they decided to release me. So I was arrested. So I was telling some of my friends, some of my American friends, that the world has become one country. Whatever. So you think like the way, like back in 2018, the way, like the black people getting shot by the police officers and stuff like that. Do you think that you can do that forever without having a consequence? Country like South Africa are seeing it. So the reason why right now some white South African are having issue in South Africa is all reaction. They see what you guys are doing. They see what the way you're treating their people in your country, and most of this country will you will get a payback. So for me, I think any energy, any negative energy that you throw out in the world, you will get it back, because people learn from each other. Even I was telling you guys, the poorest country are the nicest country, but they're human. They will treat you the same. They're human. They learn from you, and they become like maybe even worse than what you did. You see, so South Africa, somebody was talking about South Africa politics, South Africa, the ANC, and their problem with between black and South African, all of it, because American media or Western media in general in developing nations is so big. Everybody is looking at you guys. Whatever you do, don't think nobody knows. So if the police officer decide to shoot a black person here in the state of America, everyone in the developing nation has seen it. So don't be surprised, like when people start doing the same thing to you. And this is not just between black and white. This is between also Muslim and all of these people, because we are all one. And we all have the capacity to do bad things. So that's the way I see it. But they didn't stop slavery. Yeah. So let's come back to the thing that I was saying. Communists and capitalists. Again, let me provoke you guys again. Let me give you another thing. See, in communist China, people say it's just one party system. And capitalist America is two-party system. So capital in communist China, in order for you to become a Xi Jinping, to take a Xi Jinping position, you have to be inside that one-party system. So you have to do, you're a human. You have to get yourself inside that one-party system in order to maybe one day become like the supreme leader of China. That's the way it is. In America, it is two parties. So America is better than China just by having just one more party. In America, they have two-party system. If you're not part of that two-party system, you will never become a president. So in America, you have two options. In order to become the president of America, you have to be either Democrat or Republican. So in China, you never become a president of China until you're in that one-party system. In America, you'll never become a president of America until you're in that two-party system. So, like, even though we have an independent candidate, it's just a symbol. They don't even get like even 1% in the general election. So, like, so I'm saying that to say, what is the difference then between the two communist. China has one party system, even though we criticize them. Oh, one party system, one party system. There's no democracy. People find a way. You know, we are all human. You know, wherever they put you in any system, they put you as a human. If you are smart enough, you will become a president. You find yourself in the top ladder. If you can see Xi Jinping, that's the way he did. In America, you have to be. If you are outside of this one party system, you never become a president. You can't create another what is the third party and be successful in America, and you can't do it in China. So it is the same. It is the same. There's no difference between one party or two party system. That's the way I see it. There's no different. It's just we use word communist China, not communist China. And again, when it comes to treatment of people, sometimes you can protest in China and nothing will happen to you. And sometimes when you protest in China, they put you in jail. That's how it is. And in America, it's the same. But America is even worse because America, not only in Chinese, they don't have the way of shooting people like that. But in America, uh, even with a small thing, a small driving mistake, if you drive like move from one lane to another lane without signaling may end, you know, maybe the reason why you get killed by the police. So pick and choose. Yes, guys, I know I'm provoking a lot of emotion, but we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. And then again, let's go back to our main discussion, main topic, which was like law enforcement crackdown. Why law enforcement, um, American police, and the protest, the Palestinian protest, the pro-Palestinian protesters. And my friend Angel, he was saying that they left, those protesters left something, left dead behind them. But they didn't leave it like that. These protesters didn't go home, didn't just out of nowhere decide to go home. They were kicked out. The police came there and, you know, arrested, beat the shit out of some of them, make them feel uncomfortable. When they make you, even your belonging, all of your very important belonging will be left behind. So when I saw that, I've seen the video. I seen the like the image of what was left behind after the protest was dispersed by the police. I've seen a lot of I've seen those images where people are talking about, oh, look what they did. They left a lot of dead outside, but they didn't leave it. They didn't go home. They didn't go home like that. Uh, yes, guy. If you're new here, we are just talking just about anything Palestinian. Yeah, just about anything protest. No. The Nelson Mandela destroyed South Africa. Let's be honest. I think this is again. I disagree. Nelson Mandela just did what he has to do. Nelson Mandela did what he has to do, and he managed to disrupt the system. He managed to disrupt disrupt the system, and he put his people, the native South African. I mean, he did what he has to do. Nelson Mandela did what he has to do, and he's not. And I'm not like with the people who think like, you know, he's a saint, he's a prophet or something like that. But he did what he has to do, just like like similar to Mugabe. You know, Mugabe in Zimbabwe also. Mugabe in Zimbabwe also did what he has to do, but did differently. We should be supportive here, brothers. Yeah.
This is Matt Baker here. We are at UCSD San Diego with the Pro-Palestinian protest popping off with my homie Luke Slywaker and our illustrious dog Brutus, the beefcake. And we will be going live shortly on a few different streams.
Guys, if you're new here, just thank you for coming, for joining me. And if you are coming back, welcome. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this discussion we're having about the hypocrisies that we see in our leaders around the world. Is it time for us to just remove borders and just have one country, one global country? Everybody will be, oh, it's not time. I think it's not time for, and it's not the way people see it. I think it's not time because uh, some of us are not ready.
So keep it.
Oh, it's not time for you. You think, Angel Trouble, you think it's not time for us to move the borders? I just move the borders and find a way. But I think you know what? Let me tell you something, Angel. I feel like if you remove the borders actually right now, you know who is gonna benefit the more? It's gonna benefit actually the developed nation. Those who are coming like the American and those who are like who are like occupying number one in the world, they will benefit from moving out the borders the most, because right now, no, and that's the reason why I say I'm against moving out the border, because imagine, like for instance, African country or Latin American country, all of their land. That this is what happened right now when we remove the borders, because these people don't have don't have like equal resources like the people who are coming from developed nation. People will be able to go in Africa and buy all of the land, and then these people will be occupying the, like the lowest class of the citizens. They will be permanently the poorest of the poor. You see, so like if you remove the border, actually, it's gonna benefit the people who are coming from the strongest countries the most. They're the one who will benefit the most. And then this way, those people who are living in the developing nation, they will always permanently become like the lowest class of citizen. But if we don't remove it though, then it's gonna give the those who are the poorer nation, is gonna give them time to buy themselves to be strong, to come a little bit to be stronger, like a little bit close to those developing nation before. Um, but if you remove it right now, unlike what you're thinking, unlike what many of you guys are thinking about border, and if America remove border, America say all America, all North America and South America become one. Who do you think will win that option? America will win. American will win because America already have a. Yes, the people who are coming, if you remove borders, the people who are coming from those powerful countries, like America, if they remove with Mexico, they will invade Mexico and they will buy all the most important thing in Mexico, and they will have all the most important places, and the local Mexican will be, and actually we can see it even right now. No, it's not a country. I'm saying people living in those countries. I'm not saying like if we remove the borders, it doesn't matter who become the president. It's just like United. It doesn't matter who become the president. They may actually when we remove the borders, it become one country. They may actually give the president maybe coming from the poorest country. It's just symbolic. But I'm saying the people who are already living in those strong country in America, for instance, they will have the resource necessary to already to go and occupy, already buy most of the thing, most of the important thing in those country, in the country that they, like for instance, right now, I was in Mexico in Crown Point, and you see Mexico, even recently, Mexico decided to kick out American. The reason being, when I was there, and I went to a restaurant, I bought a food, like I'm a vegetarian, I bought a vegetarian food, and then the bill was, and she was like $40, and I was like 40. She said 40, and I was like 40 peso or $40. She said $40. I'm like, what? This is even in America. I don't do it like that. She said, yes, because you guys, American, are coming here and they're making the prices go up. They're buying all the land close to the beach. I went to the beach, the area close to the beach. He said, he was telling me all of it is owned by American. And I met a couple, a wife and a husband from Wisconsin there. They were telling me that it's been 11 years they live in there. So I'm saying, I'm not talking about the country, because right now, if you remove the border, become one country. I'm talking about the people from Europe who already have resource. I'm talking about people from America who already have resource. Once you remove the border between America and Mexico, the most important thing in Mexico will be owned by American. It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I'm saying that actually, for American are thinking, like for American who are local, who don't understand how it works, they will think that if you remove border, they will think, oh, they're coming to occupy us. But actually, it is disaster for the people in Mexico, not the other way around. Actually, the Mexicans are supposed to understand that you guys are coming to occupy them, because you have the resource, you have the knowledge that they don't have. So the media in those countries will be occupied by the America. The most important area of that country will be occupied by the European and America. For instance, I'm talking in North America is gonna be in America is gonna be American and Canadian that are occupying. In Europe, in Africa is gonna be European. So you cannot compare a European coming, a British or a French coming from France with a euro, with a with all these resources coming to a African country who are struggling, and then they will buy all the most important thing there. The local don't have that resource. Like I was telling you, the local don't have that resource. So the benefits, Louis, in Europe, borders are free movement. People see themselves as European, not French. But people in the country here, the people that see themselves as European, using more problem. I'm telling you, it's because people, those most of the people who live in those countries are local. They do not have like an understanding of how the global community works, and I feel like the American elite, the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because they know the benefit that they're getting from it. So it's not like the Democrat or the liberal want to bring the immigrant here. They know that they will get more money. America will get richer than doing the politic that they're practicing. They cannot isolate. The reason why earlier on I was saying that the poor country are the nicest country, and that the richest country are the evil, is because you cannot become rich by just being innocent. In order for British to become an empire, it has to invade, kill, and extract resource from the poorest nation. It has to commit itself to a what is it, evil things, in order to become super powerful. If you are just sitting, the reason why you see African countries are doing is because people just live and eat. They eat what they have, and then you know, and then they didn't think about invading other people. Those countries that become rich, they actually did the terrible thing in order to reach where they are right now. And so that's the reason why I think, like, right now, actually the border thing, even though many European or many American local or native are thinking, oh, we don't want the borders. Actually, the border will benefit you more than the poorest country. Yeah, they will benefit the European, not only European, all the strong country will benefit. Benefit from them. But the only thing that will happen is gonna happen to the European is this: when you remove borders, the poor-minded people from Mexico, for instance, or from Africa, will try to go to because people are influenced by the big building, the skyscraper. They think, oh, going to the area where there's skyscraper, meaning that I'm successful. But they will go there, they will find all of these places are bought and sold. So they will be sleeping under the bridges. And then while the rich people, the rich American, are going and buying the nicest area in their countries and sleeping in the nicest places in their countries. So that's the only thing will happen. So we'll have a lot of foreigners, a lot of immigrants who will come here thinking, oh, I made it, I'm in America, and these are tall building, and then sleeping under the bridge. Why a strong American and European are going to their countries and actually living the life. Next in the end, they don't like us. They don't like US people coming over. They want to keep their life. That's what happened. That's what I was telling you. You see, lately I saw the news, in the news where like Mexico is sending back all the American who are living in Mexico, and the local Mexican are manifesting, are protesting again. American coming there, they're saying that they're buying all of this land. It's because of what I'm just telling you. They don't like it because these people are still poor. So like they still need time in order to reach to reach the level of the European or American who are living. They cannot compete with America. If we open the borders, America, they said, hey, Mexico, let our border, let open our borders. The person who will suffer the most are Mexicans, the native Mexican, and not the other way around. So that's the way I see it. I see it like so. That's the reason why, for me, I think every sane African leaders or developing nation leader will not accept the removal of the borders, because even right now we didn't remove borders. The Western countries are trying to dominate the economy of those countries by using, those international institution banks and stuff like that, buying buying some important things. We have in Cameroon, we have like our electricity, is private owned by French company. Some of in Cote d'Ivoire, you go there, most of the grocery store is owned by French. And so they and then they take the business out of the local, and then they send the resource back to Europe. So yeah, bro, we started talking about Palestine, and now we're into some other territories. Yeah, my friend, you're from Mexico. I was in Puerto Penasco, which is Rocky Point. And so one of Mexican friend that I met over there, he was asking me to come, and he said I'll be able to get a ID, Mexican ID, very quickly. Jesus, be thank you, my friend. Thank you, friend. I'm subscribed to show you love. Take care and good night. Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is thank you for the subscription. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Enjoy your day and have a wonderful night. And it is already morning, right? 2 a.m. Here it is already 4 a.m. So, but what I did was, like I said, I slept early. And now I'm up, just talking about what is happening in the campus and different campus of America. Where American police is just doing their thing. But like I said earlier, for those of you who are coming, my thing is, how can you go and criticize Russian and Iranian about not allowing the protests, or about, like, dispersing the protests, at the same time you're not criticizing your government who are dispersing the pro-Palestinian protests. It doesn't add up. This is the protest I'm watching right now on YouTube. You see, this is police beating those guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe to show love. Subscribe to show love, and like also. Like and share. Like and share. The most important thing to do is to like and share. Where's my Bollywood guy? Are you still there or not? They're shooting rubber-coated steel bullet at poor Palestinians. Louis, what do you know? Why did you not come to the UK and go to America? It's just destiny. For me, I feel like everything is destiny. Even myself, I don't even explain the reason. I don't even know why I'm here. And just me and my friend, we always talk about, we feel like we don't even know why we're here. He's a doctor. I'm a doctor in my country. I got a degree, medical degree outside in Egypt. He got a medical degree in Congo, and out of nowhere, we find ourselves in the U.S. And so it's just a destiny. That's the only reason I can say. I could have been in UK or in France. For me, actually, because I come from a country that speaks French, my aunt is a doctor in France, so I was supposed to be in France, but just destiny decided otherwise, and I'm here in the US. But I would like to visit UK though. Where in UK? Are you in London or in Liverpool? And also, are you a big soccer fan? I know if you're from London, from UK, you have to be. Yeah, bro. 56% of people disagree with me. Only 31 agree with me, bro. 56% of people think that the police did the right thing. Wow. Oh, Singapore. Yeah, bro. Let me say this. There's another thing also. Like, are you from Singapore or where? For me, I don't believe like. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I just concluded that it was just destined for us to come here. Like this, my friend is from Congo. He actually was working 2 years. Unlike me, I finished. I got my degree and I didn't even do my residency and I moved here. He actually finished. He was working in a hospital and then he decided. And this is also the mentality I was telling you guys that being local is too much. Yes, yes, I want. America is too much. Yeah, but this is the price you pay to live in a what they call first world countries or something like that, or the superpower, the empire. You live is very competitive. People are fighting. People are fighting the fight. There's all. The fight is multi-dimensional fight. You have fight that is between races, black and white. Fight between religion. Fight between ethnic. I mean, and fight between men and women. Fight between like people who do not, prescribe to a certain gender. So it's but it's and I do not regret coming, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Singapore very strict, no crime, and very respectful people. Yeah, 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 yeah. The crime thing is just the crime thing is also you have to understand it does exist a crime, but the crime things many people use it just to throw a shade or to troll certain group of people. So crime is used. So if you're in America here, crime is used in an area where the black people you live. So it's like a certain group of white people to if they want to throw shade. So they any area where it's dominant is the black dominance. They always you tend to talk about crime reading. So if you, for me, somebody who live in Chicago, if you can watch Fox News, you can see that the way they talk about Chicago. It's crime ridden. So if you're not from Chicago, you would think that people are dying on the street, that they're shooting people, bullets are flying everywhere. But like I say, it's American way of saying, of putting certain people down. So it's just made, so yeah, here in America, they say, oh, why you live in Chicago, crime ridden area? That means there's a lot of black people over there. That's what I come to understand. When you hear Americans say crime ridden area, understand that there's a lot of black and brown people. Bro, this is one of the longest live stream I did. Yeah, but many people do not agree with what I'm saying. Guys, tap the like button if you have it. This guy is talking is making sense. Listen to what he's saying. He's just reinforcing what I was telling one of my friend earlier on that there's a agitator, there's an agenda coming from high above that is intended to infiltrate those pro-Palestinian protests and to disperse to force the in order to force the law enforcement involvement and to disperse them. Listen to what he was saying. Oh, what do I can go Thailand and get anything I can to have fun, right? Very close, and I can go back to Singapore. Wow, that's wonderful. But how is it expensive to live in Singapore?
to arrest the protesters or forcibly disperse them. An aspect of it that people are not talking about is that orders are coming directly from the state of Israel.
Oh, you see what he say? That the orders of this arrest, that's what I was trying to tell people. All the orders of this arrest is coming directly from the state of Israel. That's what I was telling you about the, the pro-Israeli agitators that are infiltrating this protest. You see, I agree.
Antiwar.com. It says Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu on Wednesday called for a crackdown on Americans protesting against Israel's slaughter of Palestinians in Gaza.
Hmm.
He said, quote, "What's happening in America's
Oh,
college
okay.
campuses is horrific. Anti-Semitic
I may like if I make it big, I may decide to move. Like all of my life, I've been just moving around. I've been moving a lot. I travel a lot.
taken over leading universities. At some American universities, police have arrested and dispersed protesters, but Netanyahu said that more should be done. He said, fortunately, state, local, federal officials, many of them have responded differently, but there has to be more. More has to be done. The Israeli opposition leader and former Prime Minister Yair Lapid also called for a crackdown on the protests.
That's what I was telling. I was telling people when people say that those protesters are no longer peaceful. I was telling you guys they've been infiltrated without knowing. I was telling you that there's Israeli pro-Israeli agitators that are joining these protests and to just to provoke a reaction. And it's coming from certain people are saying it's coming from Israel itself, from the country of Israel. They want the American law enforcement to get involved. They don't want to see this thing happening.
Wrote on Twitter, quote, "What's happening on American college campuses is unforgivable. It is anti-Semitism. It is support for terrorism. It is support for Hamas, which murders gay people and oppresses women. The administration cannot stand by. It has to intervene." Okay? So this is America, actually. We have the First Amendment. We have freedom to speak. We have freedom to assemble. We have freedom of the press.
Wow, this is the one I forgot to say. Freedom to assemble. This is how I supposed to like frame my sentences. See, when you say you have freedom to speak, freedom to assemble, and then now they're cracking down the protests in the name that these protests are no longer peaceful, and we know for sure that the pro-Israelis, the counter-protests, if you may call them, the counter-protests are infiltrating these protests, provoking them, or if they can, not only provoking them but also doing some damage on their behalf, on doing destruction, and then blaming them and taking video. They're doing destruction. Who? What kind of protest will go and destroy a building, and then while destroying a building and then taking a video, shooting a video that a person is blocking the windows? What kind of video? You know that it's just like this is. It doesn't happen now in a vacuum. If they pro-Palestinian want to do it, they will not at least capture, film themselves. But the video that is circulating online are just video that while somebody is breaking windows or doing some damage, and someone else is capturing, is taking the video, and then they're spreading it. What is the intention behind it? The intention is so that they can elicit a reaction from the law enforcement. They can force the mayors of those cities where the protest is taking place to take an action. And like Netanyahu himself say, they need to start cracking down those protesters because they are pro-Hamas, according to him. Guys, if you're new here, just press the like button, subscribe if you may. If you like what I'm saying, even if you don't like what I'm saying, just subscribe maybe, and maybe you never know.
But in America, if you go to a university where people are supposed to debate and discuss ideas, where we're able to be freely intellectual and have freedom of conscience, at these universities, when students say that they don't support Israel, and by the way, peacefully, nobody's being killed, nobody's being hurt, there's no violence. When students go to a leading university and protest Israel, the American government says, That's where the First Amendment ends. And now they want to get the police involved.
And this is my comparison. This is the point of comparison I was thinking. So they say, okay, they want to get the police involved. Okay, it's fine, but don't criticize Russia or Iran or China when they do it. Don't criticize them.
And by the way, these are the
Luis,
most liberal universities
Luis, what is the city that you live in Singapore?
liberal faculty and extremely liberal. And by the way, these are the most liberal universities in America with extremely liberal faculty and extremely liberal administrators. They stood by and did nothing.
Hey, Jad Hussein, welcome, welcome, my friend. Where are you from? Where are you from? Hussein, where are you from?
When there were actually violent protests 4 years ago during BLM, when there were student and other protesters vandalizing and committing.
Yeah, there was some who even in the BLM, even the BLM protests actually, they had a lot of this is evil. What is evil, my friend? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the police cracking down on Palestinians? Yeah, yeah, man. It is a shameful act. It is a shameful act, my friend. I agree with you. They, we America's supposed to behave differently. Practice what you preach. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of you're free to assemble, freedom of assemble, something like that. But thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Who's liking this thing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your like mean a lot to me. It means that the video can go far. The stream can go far. Thank you, my friend. Where are you from, my friend?
And intimidating, nobody was calling for an end to the protests from the left. Nobody was calling an end.
Oh, thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like, my friend.
That was considered to be an expression.
Thank you for the like. Share.
Justifiable.
Share and subscribe too. Oh, my friend, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am glad that you're part of the family right now. You're now our family. You're now member of the families. And thank you for the likes and thank you for the subscribe, man. Yes, I was saying that. I was saying that you cannot preach. You cannot preach that we have a freedom to. You cannot like condemn Russian protest, Russian government for the way they handle their protesters and Iranian government. Are you African? Yes, I'm African. Yes, I'm African. I'm from Africa, from Cameroon. You cannot condemn Russian and Iranian and then come back and then do the same thing that you're condemning. Yes, I'm from Africa. I'm from Africa. I'm from Cameroon. Thank you, my friend. You guys are the best too. You didn't tell me where you're from. If you can tell me where you're from, that would be great. But it's still 55% are not with me. They disagree with me. African people are the best. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. You know.
University administrators want to now bring in the police and crack the whip and shut it down. Why? Because Israel told them to. Because Israel told them to. Because Bibi Netanyahu said that you need to send in the cops.
Yeah. Yes. It's a fun time, guys. A fun time. It's a fun time. Wow, this is wonderful coming from someone. I live in Kampong Glam in Singapore. Wow, is this far from the capital? Is it far from the capital or no? the capital of Singapore. Is this very far from the capital of the Singapore? Well, we have now more than 100 vote. 54% of them think I am just crazy to say what I just said. But this is the reason why we have this live stream, in order to express our opinion and our differences. And breaking, Harvard campus was taken over by the pro-Palestinian protesters with these tents and protests spread. Yeah, I mean, most of these protests, the violent, maybe the way people, the students are reacting, maybe is people, we, the human, we cannot see like people getting killed like that. The pictures, the images can drive people crazy and make them do some certain thing that they're not supposed to be doing.
To greater criminality. It's been proven in a number of different instances. In what sense? Just well, I'm thinking of Rudy Giuliani in the 90s, and where he cleaned up New York City by a broken window strategy, by which you clamp down on the small things, and then the big things are become easier to police because of the sense of deterrent and the climate of enforcement. And if you're not doing that, then you begin to lose your grip on law enforcement, and we're seeing that with shoplifting. We're seeing that with the protests, the police failing to get a grip on the protests every weekend in London and elsewhere, and in other ways as well. I mean, burglaries are.
Yeah. Thank you for the like, and thank you for coming in, and thank you for joining me. And thank you. Louis is coming back. UFC fighter Ngannou live under a bridge in France. Homeless, he didn't want to shovel sand in a van, so he was better going homeless in France. Well, there's this is what we call like there's always exception to the rule. There are certain people, like if there's 1 million people of African who crossed the borders and live in the bridge, maybe there's just like a three people like him who made it, like, who are able to capitalize on it. And so you cannot, he's an exception. He's not the normal. The normal is the natural thing is, when you start living homeless in France, you will die there as a homeless person, even if you make it. And now what is happening in France right now, the French government is asking people to identify, if you can identify any illegal immigrant, they can give, I think, up to 7,000 euro, 4,000, something like that. So Francis Ganu went, and he was lucky. He was one of the few people. So he's like the exception. He's not the rule. It's not like everybody who cross the borders is automatically a successful person. But people who cross the borders, majority of them, 99% of them, are just gonna live there, live a miserable life, and they will never be. They lost their citizenship, their native citizenship, and then they'll lose also. They will not also get the French citizenship or something like that. Yeah, but this is what I think. I think Francis Ngannou is just an exception to the rule, but he's not the rule. He's just an exception. He made it. Many people are in Africa, again, many people in Cameroon are using him as an example to try to cross, to lead the illegal, what is it, immigration or illegal trips to get to Europe. And some of them are dying on the sea. There's many people who are dying. You know what Europeans are doing also on the sea, Europeans don't want them to reach there. Sometimes what they do is, these people are on the board, a small board. So European are, they just drive around those small boat, and then these people sink in. It's sinking. Many people are dying. Many of these African are dying in the while trying to get to Europe. And some of them, someone was just earlier on. Someone was talking about there's a slavery that is happening in Africa, and some of these Africans, some of this slavery that is taking place in Libya. I don't know if you see the documentary, the CNN documentary. What was happening was that these people, these sub-Saharan who are trying to go to Europe, they have to cross. They have to get to countries, North African country, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, in order to go to Europe. So what was happening was that those Africans were getting arrested and then they were taken as slave. So this is the answer for someone who was saying that slavery even exists. There's certain part of Africa that people are still practicing slavery. Those are sub-Saharan African who are trying to get to Europe and by crossing the North African country, and then while doing that, the North African countries like Libya are arresting or um, arresting those illegal immigrants and then forcing them to work like slave or something like that. You doctor, right? You know the type of people, no education. Yes, 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 yes. That's the reason why people go. People who are going there, most of them are coming. Even Francis Ngannou in Cameroon, he's not like he's coming from a village. He's coming from a smaller country, a smaller village. So he's not like he wasn't he wasn't a well-to-do person. He wasn't coming from a family that was very economically was strong. So most of the people who are immigrating are coming from poor family houses in Africa or even in Latin America. But most of the time, it's not always. Most of the time, um, they do not succeed. Yeah, this is when it comes to illegal immigration. This is Palestinian.
After police have gone through here and forced the pro-Palestinian demonstrators out, CHP tells me.
Listen to what this lady is talking about, the leftover, this is the aftermath of the pro-Palestinian peaceful protest, which is disgraceful and totally irresponsible. What we have here is a bunch of rich brats who think the world revolve around them. This is stupid. I think these people, the people who are manifesting for the case of Palestinian, these people are the best human among us, because these are the people, these are the kids that are not like they do not like they didn't allow themselves to see people getting 34 or 35,000 people getting unalive and to just continue doing what they were doing. So these are not bunch of rich brat who think the world revolves. It's not about them. If they were thinking that the world revolved around them, they would not have stood for a cause that do not even touch their life. You know what I mean? They could have just walked, continue doing what they're doing, just like you. So if the brat kid are actually the one that do not go and protest for other people's kid. These are people who have empathy, ability to feel for other. So and then they are so delusional that in their entitled mind they believe the school has to meet their demands. They're not entitled. I mean, protests happen, man. This is not entitlement. The brat, the word she's using, the brat, the entitlement. If you're a brat kid, a rich brat kid, why do you get yourself involved in a protest that do not actually touch your life? These people who are in protesting, they're very rich. Like she said, they're going to Columbia and Harvard University. They're very rich. They could have just keep doing what they were doing without even having to go through all of this unnecessary beating. Unbelievable. Only 100 out of all of those people were arrested. That is ridiculous. What do you want to be that they are already released? So she want the people, not only 100, she want everybody to be arrested, and she doesn't want them to be released. I mean, she's the entitled person here. What is her name? Lisa or whatever. She's the entitled person here. So 30 plus 35 plus 35,000 plus were unalive, and all the world is watching. And you have the audacity to just worry about people who are protesting against those injustices, and saying, calling them names, and asking that they should not be released. So you want the government, the American government to kill them? Is that what, because the protesters? Is that what you're trying to say? She's like insinuating that, oh, they will be released. Only 100 of them were arrested, and all of them will be released. So what do you want the government, American government, to do? Arrested them, they dispersed the protesters, and they arrested them. So do you want them to die in prison? Is that what you're trying to say? They are so delusional that in their mind, in their entitled minds, they believe the school has to meet their demand. Unbelievable. Only 100 out of all of these people were arrested, and that is ridiculous. What do you want? What do you want to bet that they are already released? So this Lisa, she wanted these protesters that were arrested by the New York Police Department and UC and the Los Angeles police, to just kill them or put them in prison indefinitely. These people in America make your life easier, true or not. They support a lot, these people. Which people you talking about? You mean the protesters or what? No, I'm just seeing like a peaceful pro-Palestinian process at the University of Toronto where students are. No. The presenter tried to smear the pro-Palestinian process, perhaps malign outside influence are infiltrating some of these protests. Notice how the reporters respond by identifying the outside influence as being violent pro-Israeli. Oh, yeah.
So, what the issues are in terms of the leadership of some of these protests, because they've also been.
Being part of these people benefit you because it benefit you, true or no? Being part of who? Which people? You mean America? Being part of American citizen? Being like an American citizen benefit me, or being part of the protest? I don't know which that. Now, being part of the protest doesn't benefit me at all. I'm not part of the protest. I'm not a student. I already graduated. I'm just talking about it because I didn't like the way the police interacted, the way the police was used to disperse some of these protesters, and then the way the media is like just trying to, what is it, portray the protesters as though they are just terrorists, as though they committed like the highest form of crime or something like that. Listen to what she's saying.
Called into question about whether perhaps malign outside influences are infiltrating some of these protests.
Yeah, absolutely. That has been a long running question. And I think what we saw here last night was the perfect illustration of that. We saw counter demonstrators rushing essentially this area, these barricades, which you can see behind me once again. And what essentially happened is these people were wearing masks, they were holding sticks, and that's why you've seen these barricades reinforced by the protesters.
You mean me being like a company with far right, company with far left politically make give you paramount in the workplace, true or not? USA will always support Palestine with empty war to appease its own citizen. Yes, man, it's crazy. But I don't know what you mean, like far right or far left or far. But these are the words that is used in the media, and then people are repeating themselves. People just think like everybody who is a foreigner is just like do just come here and was helped by the I don't know, liberal or whatever, that I'm alive. Who know me? Nobody knows me. Nobody know my existence, my friend. I'm so small that I'm so like insignificant. If I may say, nobody know my existence. How like it's not like how do I benefit from it? Nothing. Like I don't benefit at all. I'm just like just a simple person like you. You have an opinion. So if I may ask you, like being a right, according to my understanding, you support the far right, right? And you're not from the US. So does it benefit you? No, I don't. And by the way, I don't support the far right. Right now, I'm criticizing the use of force against the protesters. And you know who is? Most of these places are actually uh, liberal places. Is Biden is the person that is a conservative. He's a liberal, and he's the one who are allowing this police to do what they're doing. He and his government and people. So I don't see how it benefit me, man. U.S. will always also support Palestine with empty war.
They've been hammering away at them just because of these violent scenes. I mean, 15
Guys,
people were ended
please
up
tap the like
injured.
button.
People have been describing to me the bloody scenes inside. One person remains in hospital, and according to the university, many.
How does it benefit me? I'm telling you, this is a talking point of a certain American. How does it benefit me? Being I told you they don't know even my existence. I'm a citizen, by the way. I'm a citizen. I've been living here like for how many, like I say, 11 years. So I'm already a citizen, and I've been a citizen. I didn't want to take a citizen, actually. I didn't want to take a citizenship. I didn't want to become a citizen because my country's policy is that once you take a second citizen, you automatically lose your city, your home country citizen. So that's the reason why I didn't want to take it. But when COVID-19 came, I decided to take it back. I don't understand how like being part of being whatever benefit me. Like I was telling you, nobody know my existence in this country. I'm insignificant. I'm not like what is it, an influencer or something like that. To the point that maybe soon I will become an influencer and then it'll benefit me. But even then, I'm not gonna, because I am in a way that like I'm criticizing the capitalism. So if I'm criticizing capitalism, both sides agree on capitalism, whether you're right or left. All of them, they agree that capitalism is the best, but I'm criticizing capitalism. So how does it, you see, it doesn't align. So both of them will not support me if I'm saying that I feel like the communist China is the best country in the world. So whether you're Republican or Democrat, you're not gonna like it. So I don't see how it benefit me. And also as an immigrant, nobody know my existence. Actually, right now, you're the only one who know my existence. I'm insignificant. I'm not that important to the point that I have to. It's not like what the media is telling you. Oh, when the immigrant come here, the Democrat or the liberals are taking, giving them something. No, 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 no. I am, for me, if I want to talk to myself, I come here. By the way, I come here legally, and I come here with a green card. So I didn't like come here like illegally and then go to paper. I came here legally and then I waited like I think 4 months. After 4 months, I got my green card. No, there's no priority. This is all nonsense that people are talking. There's no priority and there's no non-priority. Okay, there's no priority. Before I moved to Chicago, which is a liberal city, I used to live in Indianapolis, which is a Republican red city. I went to there and I work in a school as a researcher. So there's no benefit, there's no priority in certain area. I repeat again, I am insignificant. I'm not that important to the point that by the way, even though I have the voting ID, I never vote. So because I feel like both of them are just bullshit, are just nonsense. Both of the parties are just crazy. Like right now, the Palestinian right now, if you think do you think that the Palestinian immigrant are liking what Biden is doing? I mean, Michigan, go to Michigan, you see where there's a lot of Muslim over there. They say they will not vote for Joe Biden because of what is happening in Israel, between Israel. They think that he is favoring it. No, actually Democrat. This is another misunderstanding that liberal vote for in favor. Liberal can be actually worse for the immigrant. You know, there's a study that showed that Obama actually deported more immigrants than any other president in the country. So you see, it's not just. I'm telling you, as I know that you're not from here, but listen to me. Don't listen to both of them. Don't listen to Fox News or CNN or whatever. Listen to me. I'm an immigrant, and I know you. You too. You're a foreigner like me. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you both of them. Like when it comes to immigrants, nobody cares. The liberals don't care, and the Republican don't care. And sometimes the liberal can be worse. You know the difference between the two of them. Republican express themselves like clearly, you know, publicly. So Republican, they are very, they, you know, like they want the American to feel that they're working for them. So they will say things that Democrat will not say it publicly. You know what I mean? Liberal will do it in silent. So that's the reason why you'll find Obama deported more immigrant. But even though he was appealing to immigrant that he is for immigration, but he deported more immigrant than the guy Trump, who was like, I'm again immigrant. You know what I mean? So the only difference between the two is that this one can talk publicly and this one can know that there's consequence of talking publicly. So this one just take action without talking. Yes, yes, yes. That's how it's supposed to be. It's not about Republican or Democrat. And for the immigrant, I'm just responding to my friend from Singapore, and I'm telling him that I think he watched a lot of the media that Trump, yeah, yeah, Trump can be a wonderful president for certain group of people. I don't mind. For me, I don't vote at all. I don't vote because I don't include myself in those things. So I don't vote. I don't vote. Yes, I was telling my friend from Singapore that yeah, there's no policy. Yes, I can vote. I can vote. I say I'm citizen. I've been a citizen for almost like you know, I have a vote. You know, but I never try. I never voted. I have a card. I have a ID. I have a card for voting, but I never try. I never vote. I don't involve myself. Well, you see, the reason why if you vote also you don't complain because who's that? George Carlin. George Carlin was the guy. George Carlin, you know the comedian George Carlin, who was saying that if you vote, you have no complaint. You should not complain because you're the reason why. If I didn't vote, I have to complain. I have the right to complain because I wasn't involved in all of that mess that you guys created. That's what he was saying. What country are you from? The blue. I'm from Cameroon, West African country, Cameroon. But right now I'm living in Chicago. I live in Chicago. But I was just responding to my friend Luis. Luis was saying that just being, like maybe Democrat favor immigrant. I was telling him that it's not the case. You speak French? Oui, je parle bien français. Tu parles français, toi? Je parle bien français, mon frère. Guy, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Actually, I decided to go live streaming in around, and it is working. It is working. There's no policy, and also, what policy are you talking about? What policy are you talking? You know that in the USA, there's no policy. The policy has to be agreed by everybody, by the two side, the two party. What policy are you talking about? There's no policy that will pass without the agreement of the two party. Do you think Africa was better when it was controlled? No, it was worse. Actually, it was worse. It was the worst shit that ever happened to the African continent. European control in Africa. It was worse. It wasn't better at all. I think prior to European coming to Africa, I think people were living not. if you vote, what a waste of time. Ashley, yeah, that's the reason why I don't vote. I don't vote so that you guys, so that I don't waste your guys' time. I don't feel like voting. I don't vote. I have a right to vote, but I don't vote because I don't find myself. I don't align myself with all of these um, politicians or the two parties. I don't align myself with them. Yeah, yeah, and also like I give that sport is for you, Ashley. Go and vote whoever you want. How much are you gonna pay me? Everything is just like money, 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 money. How much are you gonna pay me? If you pay something, I can go and just sacrifice my vote for you for Donald Trump. I know if I did it, then I know that okay, I got something for it. The politician, 10 bucks, yeah, bro, 10 bucks is not that much, man. 10 bucks is not that much, bro. You need to do something great. You need to subscribe, like, and spread this information, this stream, and then we can start talking, negotiating for me. I can. Hey, let me tell you something. When Trump was coming, I was very big. I was a very big fan of Trump before he become president because I was against the. I saw him. I've subscribed. Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. When Trump was coming, I was a very big fan of Trump. The reason why is because I saw him. I wanted him to disrupt the two system party. You know what I mean? I was seeing him as can I have $10? You know, I vote for Trump then. Yes, yes, you can. Ask him the blue barons. Given that that's the problem. People only think about general election. Yes, yes. Hey, when I was coming, I was saying that I saw Trump as somebody who's an outsider. I didn't like Hillary Clinton because I saw like it's like a monarchy or some shit like that. She was part of the system and she wanted to come back. So when Trump was coming, actually, I was actually a big fan, and I introduced him to some of my African friend, and this guy become a big fan of Trump until now. But I changed my mind when I saw when he become president, and I saw the demonstration and the issue, the shooting of Black Americans that was happening. Changed my mind. I changed, and the way he responded to the shooting made me like a completely do like a a U-turn. That's the problem. People think about the general election, local election, they say what is being done in your backyard. Yes, I'm a big Trump supporter, but I can't vote Trump because I'm British, so you can't vote. Bro, hey, listen, just do something about it. We have to talk about it. I can see, I can understand, everything. You buy. You have to talk about it. You have to find a way for me to support, to do that. Trump raised the smoking age, no more restriction. Yes, I would say like for me, what changed for me was that during the protest, BLM protest, police shooting during his time, people taking dig. These are the things. Legalize freedom. Come on, my brother. Come on, my brother. Yeah, my brother. Where are you from? Where in UK are you coming from? Secret of the is the show the secret of the Skinwalker Ranch and Beyond of Brandon Fugal, Dr. Travis Taylor, Eric Brady. History Channel reality show or is it a fake show for making I think it's a fake show for making money. Money. Oh, Devon. Okay. Oh, Devon. How far is it from London? From London. Is it very far from London or? And also, by the way, are you a big? Are you a big? I know you're a big soccer fan, but Bolly music. Welcome back. Listen, Christianity has a problem. Everyone want to Jesus, aka victim. Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about this about 3 hour drive. Okay, okay. So since your profile is like a blue thing, are you a big? You support Arsenal? What a coincidence! I used to be a big Arsenal fan back in the days of Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira. You know, we have a Cameroon. We used to have a Cameroonian player. He play in the defense, Lauren Etame Maya and Kolo Toure, the older brother of Yaya Toure. Yeah, this is the Arsenal that I used to like, and then they keep disappointed me, and then I decided to just move away from them. I was expecting you to say that I support Chelsea since your profile pictures is blue, blue something like that, or Chelsea or something. Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, and welcome to the family. It is called soccer. Is it called football? America, Germany can play. Bolly Music, you predicted the score between Borussia Dortmund and PSG, and you were right. And can you just give us another prediction for the uh, Real Madrid and what is it, Bayern Munich, and also who's gonna be in the final? Bro, thank you. Everybody who is here, thank you. Please hit the bottom, hit the like button, and hit the like button, hit the like button so that we can reach the maximum number of people. You a citizen, so no problem for you, right? Nothing can make your life change, but you as an immigrant, can use these people to make yourself more powerful in the society? How do you make yourself more? How can an immigrant make himself more powerful in the society? Immigrant is the illegal immigrant. You're talking about illegal immigrant. If you're illegal immigrant, there's no way you can be powerful because you don't even have a document. We have a certain immigrant from Venezuela who are here. They don't even have a work permit. You have some people who's been living here for almost 2 years in Chicago, and they were protesting the other day because they don't even have a work permit. They cannot even work. Oh, thank you very much, Ashlyn. Ashlyn, you are the best. Thank you for subscribing. German soccer. Yes, the German soccer. I like the German soccer. Very. Vieira was an old school African, hard and no nonsense kid from man. Yes, yes, Vieira. Yeah, Patrick Vieira. He was the captain. You remember the deal between Patrick Vieira and what's the Manchester United captain? I think the guy who was always, he's always angry like that. I forgot his name. Is it Kane? Not Hurricane, but something Kane. Yeah, Kane. Yeah, it used to be a fight when Arsenal meet Manchester United. It used to be like a fight, big fight. But I remember there's a season where Arsenal play the whole season without losing a game. We went from the just draw, not losing. Yeah, Vieira was like he was that good. Thank you for the like, guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. I'm seeing some people are pressing like button, and this is really, 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 really important for us. What time is it in your country, the Blue Barons? Yeah, Ashlyn, thank you for the subscribe. Google Dream Act. Oh, what is it about? What is it about? Are you trolling or you serious about it? Because some people comment because I'm not American, I'm not a native English speaker. They come and want to mess with me, asking me to Google certain things that are not. I'm gonna Google it though, because you're asking me to do it. Google Dream Act. Uh, this was okay. Yes, 49 game unbeaten record. Yes, yes, yes. 10 minute to 10 minute. Yes, yeah, 10 minute to 10. Yes, it is almost 3 a.m. here. Oh, okay. It's almost like 5 a.m. I'm googling Dream Act application. What is Dream Act actually is about? California Student Aid Commission to your family. Bro, I just Google Dream Act. Dream Act application. What is Dream Act is for? Illinois district undocumented student designed to make a scholarship college. A college saving and prepaid tuition program available to undocumented students who graduated from Illinois. What Illinois Dream Act, undocumented student designed to make a scholarship, college saving, and prepay tuition program available to undocumented student who graduated from Illinois school. Oh, I see what you're talking about. You want to say that we African can, you want to talk about the benefit that, what is it, the illegal immigrant. This is, I mean, these are the things that I was seeing like without dream. Okay, you see, it is like a, as a local, you may think like they're benefiting, but these are the same people who are manifesting. They're like in prison. Some of them are just, some of them they don't even know the country. They came here when they were like, maybe less than 1 year. Their parent brought them here, and so they cannot study, they cannot do nothing. Well, African can press. I know, right? Free top G. Oh, Jason, what top G are you talking about? I'm not messing with you, fam. I was responding to the comment about immigrant power. Oh, okay, my friend. I understand you. Understand you. Thank you for the like, guys. Caribbean have genetic too. Wow, Caribbean, yeah, Caribbean, they're strong, man. They're strong. Everybody is strong, man. I think everybody, when you put your mind into it, you can do it. If you no one is limited by anything. Anybody have their, anyone can be strong. This is another misunderstanding, misconcept that people have. Like, oh, people think all African are strong. All African have this big, big D. Bro, not all African have big D, man. Big D is a gift that can be found, in all races around the world, especially Jamaica. Jamaica is known for music, for reggae, and some other shit. Yeah, my friend. This conversation is just wonderful. You guys are just amazing. Uh, Guys, please tap the screen, 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 tap the screen. Is that what you guys said in Illinois? Oh yeah, it's just a culture. It's just a culture. Like I believe if you guys, I think in India is all about cricket. So it is what your country prioritize. Like if the number one sport is running, you guys would have been the best runners. But if it is cricket, then you guys are the best in cricket. See, is what you prioritize. You can train yourself to do anything if you want to do it. Oh, you think so? It's just like I say, in all community, it's not like all African is strong. It's just like in all countries, you find some people who are genetically gifted and some people who are not. So when I say like land in Jamaica airport, I'm saying like in Jamaica, for instance, it's not all Jamaican can run, but because it's the number one sport, um, there's a lot of Jamaican that will go into running, and this way you have a lot of Jamaican that can run, and it can happen in India also. I'm gonna put something.
I do. Let's be business together. You hate some Palestinians from torn Gaza as refugee. Again, they're trying
Hey
to
guys, let
win.
me go use the restroom. I'm coming.
They're trying to win Palestinian, Gaza. They're trying to win everybody. And guess what happens when you try to chase two chickens? You don't catch either one. They're gonna run. You know that in Rocky. You go after one of them, not two of them, right? They're not learning how to do this kind of stuff, and it's just unfortunate. Chickens getting faster. Moments terrify kids out of. They're just right there doing their things on school ground.
A trans man starts chasing to take one of you got to see this video. And a trans athlete to compete in National Women's Water Polo Championship. This entire time they're trying to rewrite Title IX. We'll get to that, and Tom's going to give you a breakdown on that. And then what else do I have here? Ryan Garcia. Did you guys see that story? Boxer Ryan Garcia tested positive for banned substance, and he claims it happened right after he met with Donald Trump. He's saying that's the reason. Weird. Kind of weird. And even Gervonta Davis defended him, but Devin Haney said some things about him that maybe will cover on what happened there. And then Fed Powell says looming U.S. election will not sway rate decisions. And we have to show the coins that Newsom got. It's just fantastic. Amazing. Coins that he got. Respect for the kind of coins that he got. But anyways, before we get into the story, let me kind of share with you guys. You guys were asking for the shirts. It's officially here. The other day, I take Dylan to a practice I've never been to a facility I've never been to. And I'm walking in. 3 fathers are wearing the Valuetainment Future Looks Bright hat. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. It was the sickest thing to... Yo, baby, the future looks bright. They had the hats on. We all took pictures. It was fantastic. We had great conversation. So, the word, folks, to save you from getting in trouble is called allegedly. So now we have shirts for you to wear called allegedly. Rob, if you can show these pictures, and you can. We were going to announce this next week, but they're now here for you to order. Allegedly, you can buy it in black with white. And on the back of it, if you can show the back of the shirt, Rob, the back of the shirt, zoom in a little bit, says future looks bright. So in the front, you can buy that with red. You can buy it in black. Go to the red one so they can see the difference. And you can also buy it in white with black. And listen, go to work, go to the gym, wear a shirt, allegedly, 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 allegedly. You can use the word allegedly on everything to protect yourself. It's the number one insurance word in communication today, being used by everybody. So here's what we're doing today. For the allegedly shirts, for anybody that goes and orders, the first 100 that ordered the allegedly shirt.
Wow. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, what did you think about Putin? Pretty much, what did you think about Putin pretty much telling his people to worship Black Jesus? He's this Black Jesus shit is I think it's not I don't even know, man. Um, is it actually important if Jesus was black or not? I mean, Putin was just trying to provoke the Westerners. You know what I mean? He was just trying to call me off guard. He was just trying to provoke the Westerners. You know what I mean? And you have to understand Putin. You have to understand the Jewish strategy, the strategy of this global community. Not long time ago, Putin was aligned. It was like against BLM, against those black movement. He wasn't. So the thing that I want to tell you is that people, politicians just change their way. They're just bunch of liars. Not long time ago, Putin was like, these big people, black people, they're crazy, they shit like that. But then again, because he's in conflict and he found that a lot of Africans actually like him, so he decided to come up with this thing. So for me, I think I don't even take it seriously. And besides, I'm not a religious person. I don't even care about Jesus. I know it is very important for certain people, but for me, I think he was just poking. Yes, yes, that's what he was trying to say. He was trying to piss off the Westerner, and he's getting a lot of support from the West African country. Many, like a country like Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, they kicked out like the French army. Niger recently kicked out the American army, and Putin and Russian militia are going in. So American black have been worked and bred for a long time. No surprise really out there. Yes, also I think also black American also need to travel. Get out local. If you're local, anywhere you need to at least travel and then go outside and then come back, because you'll have a bigger. You have open mind. You have a bigger. What is it? perspective. You see further, you know, when you travel outside of your community. Yeah, yeah, bro.
Currently, the future doesn't look bright for Columbia University. No, it doesn't. And a lot of Ivy League schools, and a lot of students that are protesting, and it's looking pretty nasty. And what's wild about it is, what is today's date? It's May 2nd. Mark, when did 4 years ago in May, when did George Floyd event take place? May 26th of 2020. So wait, you're saying 4 years ago in the same month during election year, something like this happened somewhere else? Exactly. And the chaos at that time was the BLM protest. Wow. The chaos at this time is what? The pro-Palestine Israel protest. And oh, by the way, then they pinned whites against blacks. Okay, whites were the enemy. Okay, today they're pinning who? They're pinning pro-Palestine.
Welcome, welcome,
Muslims
welcome.
against
If you're
Israel.
new here, don't forget to like and
Against
subscribe.
each other. Enemy, 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 and something is about to happen the next few weeks. Now, Rob, if you got a couple of these clips ready, I'm going to read a couple of these. So, first, Columbia University protester demands free food and water. We'll play that clip for you. Then you have to see what happens inside Columbia University's hall after protesters evicted. Then you have to hear what Eric Adams said. And then what
I'm looking at you guys, man. I'm looking at your response and your reactions.
who is there? You can tell she is smart. And before you play, Pat, look at the guy in the
Yes, our house. Yes. We need to. Every one of us need to travel. That's what I was talking earlier. If you were not here, I was telling people that if you didn't travel, if you just living in, it doesn't matter where you are. If you didn't travel, if you're just local, you always have this mentality of local mentality. You need to travel, and then when you travel, also you need to be ready to accept what you see. Don't just travel and then always be resisting change. You travel. If you travel, allow change to take place in you. Then you will see the bigger pictures. You will understand what is going on in this fucking world and believe everything they see on social media. Yes.
right. If that guy with that scarf and that halter top was in Gaza, he'd be dead from Gazans. FYI. But go ahead, Rob. He's sweet. Why did you have to get everyone's attention to his belly button? So
And he's got
Why
that,
are you doing
and he's
that?
got that midriff going there.
He's like, listen, I'm gonna leave today. I'm just gonna look like it's.
This guy talk a lot. This guy's talk a lot. Sometimes I like to listen to them though.
I blush like
Why should the university be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building?
Well, first of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
So you mentioned that they were
Yeah, PPD is to speak too much, but he's smart. He know what he's doing. He know what he's doing. He know that he's playing both sides. I mean, he's actually he's actually a conservative, but he's acting like he's playing both sides. He know what he's doing.
food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in, I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels
That's
it
why
has
I'm
to
telling.
students.
That's what I was telling
Do
my
you want
people.
students
You have to be
die
careful.
of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic. I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building. Now we
their college education at work.
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
You know him very well. It looked like you study him very well. You study him very. He's very tricky, man. PBD, Patrick Bendev. He's very tricky. I think he's originally from Armenia. He's an Armenian, but who was born, I think, in Iran, and then he's now. I hate people like that because when they come to the Western, they know what the Western. They know that Western see Iran as enemy. They start dancing. They start singing and dancing to the Western. You know what I mean? No, Iranian Christian. Okay, he is because he's saying that he's Armenian, Armenian descent. So his parents are Armenian origin, but you know there's a lot of Armenian community in Iran who are Christian. He's a minority. He used to be a minority. But when they come to the Western world and they start like lying, I cannot do that. You know what I mean? I cannot act like do that change like try to hide and just say what you want me to say. A person have been everywhere except here. Oh wow, that's wonderful, my friend. Where are you from right now? Where in the USA are you talking to me from?
Stop. Yes, not violent.
Humanitarian aid
As if she's okay.
Yes, yes. Armenia is very, very pro. The Iranian are supporting Armenia, and yes, and India also allied with India. Yes, Turkey is supporting Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. They sending them drone.
Wait, well, I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for communication.
Away. She's like, we need help, like chopper it in.
Atlanta, Georgia. I never been there, but you guys have some of the your weather. How is the weather over there? The weather is very fantastic, very good.
They're not bastards.
You
These
guys
guys
have
have
good weather
parents who
in.
are paying for it, Tom. Their parents are paying for this. So these are not people that are going here just because they're so smart and all this stuff. Yeah, probably they get good grades. They're good at, being led by teachers and professors in schools. Sure, I get that. But some of these guys have parents that are spending 60, 70, $80,000 to go to these schools.
I apologize for that. I shouldn't have called those entitled assholes bastards.
That's a fair transition. Thank you, Tom, for being more appropriate with your
That's it. I'll
category.
be more careful.
What's happening? How did they let it get this bad this fast? And nobody's getting involved, right? Nobody's getting involved. Number one, number
Yeah.
two. What?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, nobody.
Allegedly.
It's a word. You gotta,
Who sold who to US? Who meet right now? Oh, okay, okay. It was raining earlier on here in Chicago. It is raining, still raining, but it's a little bit humid too and hot. Sold them to the USA. Oh, you mean who? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? Yeah, yeah. I like to listen to
Wait,
people
you
like
think this is
that.
gonna stop? You think this is gonna stop?
let's go to the next one.
Oh,
Why don't you
God.
show the next one here, Rob? Who?
The protesters breaking into Hamilton Hall.
Let's see
at
it.
Columbia.
This is the clip that I was referring to. This is the clip that I was referring to. This breaking of the windows and all of that. This is a counter revolution, a counter protest action things. Sorry, Bramhos. Alvina Pa Jonathan. There's no question. Only Israel. There's no Palestine. Only Israel. Palestine never existed. Yes, yes. First, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the debate. And we already discussed about this issue. Like I was saying earlier on that the notion of the country, like it just existed very recently. You know what I mean? Back in the days, like if you move like 200 years back, most of this country didn't have borders. You know what I mean? The people were wandering around. You have Jewish people who used to live in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, current day Iraq, Iran, and all of this, and they were going back and forth between Egypt. So countries just existed not long time ago. So yeah, Alvina Jonathan, I am actually not a practicing religious person. So no Buddha, only one God, no Allah, no Buddha. For me, and also we were talking about these God things, and I was telling people that I do not believe in a God that you guys are believing in. And I was telling some of my people that if there's a God, then the God has to be formless. That God has to be formless. So Alvinas, again, welcome. We sold Bramnos to Philippines and Indonesia. Oh, okay. Okay, why you did that, my friend? You're supposed to have it right now. Is it an island? A house, a plan. I plan to go to Jamaica this year, next year, and next back to Ethiopia. My goal want to go to Thailand, but we will see. Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I wanted to go to Jamaica too. Jamaica is one of those countries that I would like to visit. I would like to visit Jamaica, Chile, Brazil, India, Australia, China. In Africa, we like to visit pretty much every country in Africa. When I get a chance, I'm gonna use my PTO wisely. Do you practice? What is your religion, Alvina? Are you a Jew? Are you a Jewish guys who practice Judaism, or you're Christian?
Are those cops or those are protesters?
Somebody's on the inside recording.
These are protesters.
Fast forward a little bit, bro. Oh my. Oh. Yeah. This one with a. Well, watch this one here. Yep. Yeah.
Well, nice, peaceful.
Yeah. Peaceful protesting.
Yes, all of these religions have problem, man. All of these religion, if you dig deep, you find an issue with them. Even though they want to pretend as though they're clean, they're not. My Bollywood music king, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree with you. One day I'll be doing a live stream just to solve this problem. I was never able to solve this shit. So, oh, thank you, my friend. You do the same. Thank you very much. How long you been living in Atlanta, Georgia? And were you born and raised there? I was told that Atlanta, Georgia is a mecca for Black Americans. Like, it's like this is your capital or something like that. Yeah.
Protesting.
Nice. Mostly
But
peaceful.
stuff was broken for no reason. They're trying to.
And by the way, at UCLA, do you have the clip of the flag where they get the? Why don't you do the one where they're putting the Palestinian flag? I don't know if you have that one as well or not. If you do, so watch this one here.
And who is this? Oh, is that a cop?
They're taking down the Palestinian flag.
No, they took down
replaced the
originally
American
the
flag.
American flag.
Correct.
Then the police came in and replaced the Palestinian flag.
Yeah, PBD is a hypocrite. He's just trying to get his brand to be big and bigger and bigger, and he's trying to make the maximum amount of cash he can using anything. What do you think of Rwanda as a person from Africa? Rwanda, really, I used to be a big fan of Rwanda. Big Ethiopian population here. Oh, okay. I used to be. What do you think of Rwanda as a person from Africa? I used to be very big fan of Rwanda and the way, like, in the way that they got out of the genocide, and then they started developing their countries until, like, some of my Congolese friends let me show me some evidence that indicate that Rwanda was actually a Western puppet or something like that. That their development is coming from the destabilization of the DRC Congo. That the reason why Rwanda is getting all of this resource, all of this development, is because they fund all the rebellion and everything that the Western world are extraction from Congo is actually passing through Paul Kagame, who is the president of Rwanda. So from there, I changed my mind on Rwanda, man. I say, like, it's just. I'm from California, but I was raised all over the world. Oh my God! Okay, California. I was looking. California is also has like a good weather, something like that. What happened to the people? Why were they genocide? Why they were genocide? You mean Rwanda? Yeah, Rwanda is like you don't know about the genocide in Rwanda, like was it back in 1994 between two tribes who were fighting for the powers, and they kill each other for a period of time, and after that, and no intervention, by the way. Back in the days, no intervention at all. People allow it to happen. So this is what I noticed. When you grow up, you realize that everybody is a liar. All big countries a liar. Rwanda used to be, I used to be a big fan of Rwanda because of the development. Now I've seen, now I'm no longer a big fan of Rwanda's government. I know what they're doing. I know their dirty tactic, what they're doing to the people of DRC Congo. You see how many people are talking about DRC Congo, how many people are dying in DRC Congo every day because of their natural resources. People are extracting the country. And it is all through Rwanda and Rwanda's government. PBD is a crazy guy.
Do you know what this did to me yesterday when I saw it? I can't even explain it to you when I saw this, what it did to me.
You saw what Eric Adams had to say.
That's exactly what I'm going to get to next. So,
I mean, but look,
Riley, is there a clip about Eric Adams or no on what he said?
hell yeah.
Why don't you play the Eric Adams clip?
Probably the first guy in there, CUNY jacket. I think that's City University of New York. So that's like a security guy on campus trying to help too.
Good. I love that. Good for you. You're a hero. Play this clip.
A significant part of the video was at the end. That's our flag, folks. We'll take over our buildings and put another flag up.
You have taken an interest in Rwanda, probably. Not only UK, all the American companies actually are taking interest in UK because of what in Rwanda, because of what is happening. And right now, UK actually is paying the Rwandan government to send the illegal immigrant, the UK immigrant, the immigrant that UK doesn't want. They're sending them to Rwanda, and so people now, African countries now, African people are now not happy about the president of Rwanda, who is Paul Kagame.
But the same token, he's trying to destroy America by letting everybody and their mother come in here illegally and set up New York. New York is, by the way, hold on. New York is has fallen apart because of that guy, and I respect.
These PBD guys, the reason why I'm putting them, they're just a bunch of hypocrites. They're just a bunch of it is funny how, like, what do you guys think of Elon Musk? Like, how come that immigrant like me, and Elon Musk is also immigrant, and PBD himself is immigrant, you come in the country and then you decide to be again immigrant? I don't know how it works. Divide and conquer, colonialism at its best. Yes, my friend, A House. Yes, I agree with you. One day I'll be doing live stream just to solve this shit. I took it from one of my friend's son. He visited me, forgot it. I was tried to solve it, and then I was never able. But one day you guys will be witnessing how I will be able to solve this shit. Oh, really? Elon Musk is also a hypocrite, man. Elon Musk right now become just talking nonsense on Twitter. The guy is crazy, man. The guy is crazy. You know, he's just talking. He's crazy. I don't know what is his problem with the immigrant. He himself is an immigrant. Remember the interview he did with that guy, what is his name, Don Lemon, and Don Lemon confronted him, and he got really angry when Don Lemon started talking about him being an immigrant. From that point on, he was like, "Hey, you have like 5 minutes left." You can see how the tone of his voice changed when Don Lemon was insinuating during that interview, when he started insinuating that, because Don Lemon took him and he started saying shit about illegal immigrant and shit like that. And then and then don't let man start insinuating that, hey, bro, you're immigrant. So, and then from that point on, he wasn't happy. Um, Good luck, my friend. I had those things, man. Yes, 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 man. Good luck to you, my friend. I hate also people, hypocrite people. Guys, please tap the screen, tap the like button, and yeah, 1700 non-negotiable. Oh, okay. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Let us get to. You know, it is not easy to get like on TikTok, on YouTube. It is very difficult, more difficult to get like on YouTube than on TikTok. I don't know why. Yes, if you are just coming for, joining us for the first time, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We welcome you. We are happy that you're here. And please don't forget to like and share everything. And also vote. Let us know your opinion. Do you agree with me or disagree with me? I see 50% of people disagree with what I was saying, with my statement about the pro-Palestinian protest being uh, dispersed or something. Yeah, 50% of you, more than 50%. And then Musk fired Lemon for speaking his mind. Yes, yes, Musk was like, Musk is not even an open-minded. He think he's smart, but he's actually, he just talk a lot. He was just a lucky guy that, got a little bit rich, and now he think he's so smart. Yeah, I mean, Don Lemon got him like, got his ass. And Don Lemon got his ass, and and he didn't like the way Don Lemon talked to him because there's no respect. Don Lemon didn't respect him at all. And that's the reason why he fired him. I love BBC interview of Elon Musk. Oh, really? I didn't watch it. I watched that one, the Don Lemon ones. I don't like people like Elon Musk, PBD, and all of them guys. They're just using the Trump supporters in order to advance their career. That's what they're doing. Oh, it is crazy. Yeah, okay. Is he? I think did he meet also Narendra Modi? Narendra Modi is the president, the prime minister of India, right? I think he has a meeting also with your prime minister or something like that. Welcome, my friend. All of you guys out there, welcome, welcome. Today's topic is about the police and the pro-Palestinian protests. And you guys saw what happened in New York, in California, You saw how the police were used to to dismiss those protesters. They arrested a lot of people. They beat a lot of protesters, and yeah, it was crazy. And my thing is, we say it's crazy, right? Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. I'm sitting down here in my room. They have museum with Bone, bro. Who got museum with Bone? Oh, you mean Rwanda? You're talking about Rwanda, okay? In the 1990s. You mean Rwanda? Not 1700. Who are you talking about? Rwanda or some other countries? Yes, 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 my friend. Yeah, yeah. 17 or 1700. Yes, yes, my friend, my people. For some of you who are new here, this is the channel where you can join and talk just about everything. Everything. Everything is allowed here. Oh, okay. I got you, even though I don't understand who you're talking. Example, what happened to American ally? Yeah, Haiti. The problem of Haiti dated back long before even the existence of America. You know, Haiti was the first country in the region to get their independence long before even the United States of America, and they did that by defeating the French army, and then the French army went and united with the British army and came back, and they couldn't fight the Haiti. And then another superpower joined the force, who is Spain. They couldn't defeat Haiti. So what they did something called embargo. Economically, they surrounded, they isolated the country, and they divided the area. You know, the area where is DRC right now, Dominican Republic, was occupied by Spanish forces who tried to invade Haiti but couldn't. They tried to invade Haiti, but they couldn't, and so they ended up occupying that territory. That territory that the Spanish forces were occupying is now DRC. But the Haiti, the problem is a racial problem. Is a lot. Is a lot. Haiti, for those of you who don't know, Haiti was the reason why even America was independent. So Haiti is just older even than America. Yeah, Haiti was just older than America. Haiti is, you know, some of the Haiti, even Mexico also, some of those Haitian soldier that fought the French, the Spaniard, and the British. Some of them were sent to, the South American country to help liberate or free those South American country. Some of them even were in Mexico. Was sent to Mexico to fight. Some people are saying that the first president of Mexico actually was a Haitian descent. You know, he was from originally from Haiti. And also, since I'm living in Chicago here, you know, it is believed that the first person uh, I mean, the founder of Chicago itself is a Haitian guy. What is his name? I forgot his name. Right now, we have a road. We have a like the lecture that is being named, renamed. Uh, he's been given a name of that founder. So Haiti is a lot of problem, and so they in what they are because of the political, what is it, economic embargo. They were isolated for so long time, and also when you are isolated, and also their problem is also they are black too. We need to say it. This is a black country surrounded by all not so black people, and so and everybody will find you as enemy. So they having problem even with their neighbor who is DRC, who look at them. DRC is very anti-black. DRC even see them as they're the problem. So you know Haiti problem is crazy, but it is what it is. Bollywood music problem is artificial. Yeah, it is artificial, my friend. This world is so crazy, man. Many people are suffering. Hey, people, please tap the like button. Like, share, like, share, like, share. Like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Yeah. Yeah, my friend, Aston Villa and Olympiacos. All right. It have become no law and order. Yes, now they going into chaos. I need support from, I think, maybe certain African countries. Or maybe they need support from Jamaica. Why, Luis, why is it always like this? Don't they want gold, diamond, and mansion? You mean who? You mean you're talking about Haiti? Haiti, they won, but it is like like I was telling you, Haiti, their problem is coming back from from the way how they got their independence. These are a bunch of slaves who revolted against their masters, and then killed them and took over the land. Saint Louis. Oh, okay. Saint Louis. What about it? What about Saint Louis or something like that? So Haiti is a back in the days, French, it used to be very profitable. They were farming like sugar and shit like that, and then they decided they revolted against the French colony, the French colonizers, and then they kicked the French out. And because British and Spain didn't want uh, this shit to happen in their farm, they tried to help Haiti, but it didn't work. They tried to help France, but the Haitian revolution was able to defeat all of them. And so they say, okay, we will put an embargo on you, on your ass. I feel bad for Ukrainian. Yes, yes, I feel bad for Ukrainian too, my friend. I don't like what is happening, but I also understand that I understand where Putin is coming from. But I don't like what is happening to the Ukrainian. This was a nice conversation that we are, Without a cup of tea, I was able to sit down and talk to you guys and enjoy your presence in my room. It is almost 6 a.m. now here. The divine wisdom through me. I feel bad for Ukraine. Yes, yes, my friend. I feel bad for them too, man. I feel bad for them. But it is what it is. Some people are just paying the prices of a strong nation. I don't feel bad for the country that choose war. They could have joined Russia. Oh yes, yes, yes. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from as well. Um, I understand that it is a very complex issue. I see the threat. I see the reason why Russia will, decided to fight them. I understand all of that. I understand your concern, but now it's time for them to sit down on the table and then negotiate and stop the killing, the unaliving. We don't want YouTube to sound so. I thank you for joining us, my friends and families. And please don't forget to like, like, and share. But as for the protests and the police, I disagree with all of you guys. All of you. How many of you say I disagree with 50% of you? 50% of you think that the police did the right thing. That's crazy. Don't feel Louis, my friend from Singapore. When are you going to Thailand? I know that you always spend your time in Thailand and then come back to. Yep. Right now, I need something nice to end this live stream or something like that. This debate can just the university. I joke even to let it out, to let it get out of control. The university were letting them do everything, and they call the police on them useless. Yes, the university. I think they got scared. The university got scared. And you have to understand the Columbia University, the dean of that university, or the president of that university, she's Egyptian, you know. She's originally from Egypt. She was born in Egypt. And remember how what Egypt did in back in 2011 when they had a similar demonstration. They had a similar protest in Egypt, in Cairo, Egypt. And these are a bunch of students that took over the campuses in Cairo, Egypt. And the military decided to do a bad thing. Actually the protest took like it was there like for almost 3 months. So the military used to come in the midnight and beat the shit out of them, shoot people, kill people. That's how they dispersed the protesters in Egypt. So it is funny how the president of, I mean, the lady that called the police, the Columbia University, at Columbia University, she's also originally from Egypt. So you see how the culture, people from different other countries are bringing their culture. you know, she called the police because in Egypt in back in 2011, this is what they did. Egyptian students were beat 2011, 2012. They were beat, and there were some of them were killed, some of them were arrested, similar to what is happening to the inside the American campus. And back in the days, I remember Obama condemning and saying this is not how you're supposed to be handling it. But now we have the Egyptian ladies doing it to the American community. It's calling police on them, and they're getting beaten. So the world is becoming one. The world is becoming one country, my friend. This is what I'm trying to say. What you see happening to other country may soon happen to you. If people are getting beat in the university in some other country, the next thing you know is people are getting beat in your country. Please tap the like and share button. Yeah, guys. Anyone fan of NBA? Dallas Maverick is just is kicking the is killing Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers. I think it's time for me to rest a little bit and then go outside. I'll be coming back very soon, guy. But for now, I think it's time for me to shut this shit down and then go to bed a little bit and then come back. But you guys won the vote. This is the reason why you need to vote. You guys won. It's 51%. You disagree. That means you won. That means that's how the democracy work, right? Yeah, I was when Kobe was around. I'm not a fan of this soft air. He says soft air, NBA. All right. I like to see. I like to watch my man Kyrie Irving. You know, Kyrie Irving. I like good player like Kyrie Irving and James Harden. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I wish you a wonderful day. I'm just gonna sleep maybe 3 hours. 3 hours, and after that, I'll be going outside. I'll be going outside and I will start another live streaming. Yes, 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 my friend. I'll be coming back. Don't worry. It's gonna take me maybe 5 minutes or maybe 5 hours or something. Let me see.
Washington picking up hard in full court here.
Okay. Good morning to my people. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Oh no, that's crazy. That's crazy. That one is crazy. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just gonna. It is red in red. All right, my people, have a wonderful day. Peace.